Come back. So I hope I'm clearly audible and visible to all of you. So quickly join in so that we can start our today's discussion. All right, everything is fine from my side, guys. Audio and video is perfect. So quickly join in so that we can start our today's discussion. Okay. So we have Rukmani ma'am here, Bala sir, and Sunil sir. Very good evening. So today we are going to target our मॉड्यूल डी इन दिस पर्टिकुलर सेशन. ठीक है, तो कैसे हैं सब लोग? ऑल गुड, प्रिपरेशन इज गोइंग फाइन. आई होप यू गाइज आर फॉलोइंग दीज पर्टिकुलर थिंग्स on regularly, ठीक है, live or recorded, however you are comfortable, but the only thing is like you have to go through these things. This is the second set which we are doing, right? So वो सर very good evening. चलो, तो आज का जो टारगेट है, टारगेट मीन्स वी हैव टू अचीव दिस पर्टिकुलर वन एनी हाउ. इट विल टेक आपका 3 hours ऑन एन एवरेज, और इट कैन टेक प्लस ऑल्सो. ठीक है, सो लाइक अगले 3 घंटे आपको मेरे को देना है साथ में. सो व्हेन इट कम्स टू मॉड्यूल डी ऑफ ABM, so it include compliances in banking and corporate governance. Something or somewhere it is all about your rules and regulations which we need to follow in our day-to-day operations and all. And external is basically from the regulators and all, right? So we have compliance function in bank, compliance audit, compliance governance structure, framework for identification of compliance issues and compliance risk, compliance culture in GRC, or the integration basically. Then we have compliance function and role of CCO in NBFC, fraud and vigilance in bank. So these are the topics which are generally part of this particular curriculum. Very good evening to all of you guys. Yes, so Silva sir, very good evening. So when it comes to the very first unit, which is compliance functions in bank, ठीक है, so which include आपका basic introduction, your compliance policy, principle, process and procedures, compliance program, scope and role and responsibilities of chief compliance officer, right? So this is something which is generally part of this one. Narasimhan sir, very good evening. Chalo, so this is something आपका like first you have to go through the concept part while you revise with the help of PDF, ठीक है, and these are the questions which are completely differ from your what we have done unit wise आपका. ठीक है, so one another set, and here basically I try to keep another set or with a comprehensive kind of revision for each and every subtopic which is part of the classes आपका that major topic itself. ठीक है, तो एक सेट हमने वहाँ पे किया, दूसरा ये. इसके बाद आई नॉट सजेस्ट कि आपका बार इसको देखें. मॉड्यूल मॉक अगर आप ज़्यादा देंगे या यूनिट वाइज मॉक जिन टॉपिक में इश्यूज हो रहा है, तो दैट विल बी हेल्पफुल इन दैट पर्टिकुलर केस आपका. ठीक है, तो कंप्लाइंस रिस्क अगर हम लोग बात करते हैं, सो इट कैन बी related to internal compliance of the bank, regulatory and legal compliances. ठीक है, आपका then functions basically 2 major areas, internal and regulatory. ठीक है, so orderly behavior and uniform conduct among the employees, कैसे हमें काम करना चाहिए बैंक के अंदर, that is all about that area, and the bank wide policies and all. Then we have systematic vulnerabilities, deviation and misconduct. Then we have early detections and corporate governance in bank. ठीक है, corporate governance is all about the board, like how that organization is governed, or basically how they make the decision making. ठीक है, and decision making is generally done by the board of directors. ठीक है, so the role of independent directors is very important nowadays, especially when it comes to आपका to take care about all the stakeholders. ठीक है, so stakeholders theory, we generally follow stakeholders theory in of the corporate governance for the welfare of all the stakeholders. ठीक है, तो पहले हमारे पास होती थी एजेंसी थ्योरी या फिर आपका स्टीवर्डशिप, देन आपका शेयर होल्डर थ्योरी. अभी वी हैव स्टेक होल्डर्स थ्योरी, वेयर वी जनरली लाइक व्हेनेवर वी आर मेकिंग एनी डिसीजन, वी आर टेकिंग केयर अबाउट ईच एंड एवरी आपका इंडिविजुअल्स which or the person who is linked with that particular one, so with that organization and all, and how it is going to impact them. Okay, so compliance risk is not limited to the adherence of policies and all. There are some other risks which are also associated with this one. ठीक है, तो जैसे जैसे अगर compliance failure हो रहा है तो it is not only limited to compliance areas and all. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे other areas भी जो आपको देखने के लिए मिलेंगे. ठीक है, so please go through these particular statement. RBI guidelines or directives are very very important. ठीक है, then apart from this आपका मैंडेटरी आपका कंटेंट ऑफ compliance policy whenever we are defining or designing compliances for the bank, so how we should draft those particular one, that is also part of this one. ठीक है, so जहाँ पे CCO का आपका workings and others, functions or responsibilities of head office, zonal office या others. ठीक है, and then we have compliance function and objectives that we need to define under this particular one. ठीक है, चलो, now I'll come to the summary is here. तो basically the idea is कि just whenever you prepare or go through that particular PDF, तो first आपका like for the revision also. ठीक है, so tomorrow we will be doing module A, same आपका 8 o'clock onwards to 12 o'clock. ठीक है, then you will be having all the 4 modules and then do revise things आपका simultaneously. ठीक है, तो start करते हैं आपका with very first question on your screen guys. Quickly go through the question and try to answer this one. डिनर हो गया आप लोगों का सबका? अगर नहीं हुआ कोई बात नहीं, अभी मेरा भी नहीं हुआ है, आप लोग साइड बाय साइड कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, एंड आई विल बी हैविंग जस्ट आफ्टर दिस सेशन, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, आज बढ़िया से लाइक विल वॉट एवर टाइम इट टेक. ठीक है, 4 hours 3 hours 5 hours, बट इफ़ यू कम अप विद एनी क्वेरीज एंड डाउट्स प्लीज़ डू लेट मी नो सो आई कैन हेल्प यू आउट विद दोस्त. ठीक है, तो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन ऑन योर स्क्रीन गाइज. चलो तो शुरू हो जाइए. ए आपका, व्हाट इज़ योर नेम? Janulubus, this is your original name. Tarun sir, and we have Sekhar sir also. Everyone is saying option A. Namrita ma'am, Girish sir, Gauri ma'am, and Sachin sir. Sachin sir, after long time, all good. Vikas sir, सब कुछ बढ़िया है ना? So I hope you have watched the previous marathon also. So first, compliance risk arise solely from the violation of statutory laws and excludes self-regulatory codes and internal policies. No, it is about both. This is external, this is आपका internal. A strong compliance culture emphasizes not only legal adherence but also ethical behavior and fair treatment of customers. Reserve Bank of India can impose penalties for regulatory non-compliances even if the underlying transaction itself आपका valid. Yes, it can be. ठीक है, the fourth one is compliance function in a bank extend the area such as tax structuring, market conduct, and conflict of interest management. Yes, the objective of compliance is limited to avoiding penalties. No, it is. This is kind of a quantitative approach. We do follow the qualitative also. ठीक है, so means we are basically trying to आपका sort out all the problems which are associated with those particular actions. ठीक है, and it is more toward to the qualitative so that we can protect from the other areas or other losses to the bank itself, right? So first statement and आपका fourth, both are very easy one. ठीक है, let's go through the next question. Okay, sir. So Sachin sir, I'll suggest if you have missed the previous session, please do watch those particular one. Next question guys. Okay, Jhansi ma'am. So next question, consider the following statement about the compliance risk and its relationship with other risk. Okay, Sneha ma'am is saying C, Subodh sir C. So compliance risk can lead to regulatory enforcement and civil liabilities आपका बिल्कुल हो सकता है, ठीक है. Legal risk include the risk of losses due to failure to comply with law, contract or ethical standards. Reputational risk arise from compliance failures, may affect the market value or brand value or the customer confidence. Business risk is solely caused by the, no, it can be आपका internal any strategic failures and others that can also lead to the business risk आपका, ठीक है. The fifth one is compliance with cyber security guidelines is becoming an important aspect of compliance risk management. Yes, where bank are expanding in digital eras and all, right. So 1 2 3 5 1 2 3 5 means option C will be right answer for this particular question. Very good. So business risk can arise from both internal and external factors, like poor sales performance and others that can be part of this one. अच्छा, is this visible or should I skip this one? ये दिख रहा है क्या ये वाला question? Actually the statements like so सब कुछ cover करने के चक्कर में ये थोड़ा सा बड़ा हो गया है, ठीक है. Just I'll check on my screen. It is not reflecting as of now. Can we see this one? अमृता मैम, स्नेहा मैम, ओके हाँ चलो बहुत बढ़िया, ठीक है फिर तो. हाँ, दोज हु आर वॉचिंग ऑन बिगर स्क्रीन, जैसे मेरे टैबलेट में दिख रहा है क्लियरली, बट मोबाइल में द नंबर्स आर वेरी स्मॉल. चलो लेट्स ट्राई जितना आए समझ में, अदरवाइज आई विल शेयर द PDF, गो थ्रू दैट वन. तो compliance function in bank as per RBI circular and Basel committee principles, BCBS principles. आसान है ये क्वेश्चन, ठीक है. यस, व्हाट विल बी योर करेक्ट आंसर, बस पढ़ने में आ जाना चाहिए, अदरवाइज क्वेश्चन इज वेरी इजी. Okay, Sneha ma'am is saying option B, and Subodh sir is saying option A, and Bala sir and Sunil sir is option B आपका, ठीक है. तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट, compliance function must be independent, adequately empowered with CCO, directly reporting to both this, and whenever it is आपका necessary they can bypass, ठीक है, directly if they have ABC, and if they need to report to आपका regulators or MD CEO they can. Compliance risk assessment be performed exclusively by the compliance department without the input, with the input आपका होना चाहिए था यहाँ पे, ठीक है. So compliance policy must embed the bank compliance philosophy, expectations, compliance culture and आपका true, ठीक है. Fourth statement, the quality assurance and improvement of program for compliance must undergo an independent external control review at least 3 years आपका, that is also true, ठीक है. The CCO should be a permanent member of all interdepartmental committees including the new product and others. The CCO all interdepartmental committee including the new product is fine, हाँ this is also correct आपका, ठीक है. The compliance function expected to ensure compliance failures with staff, but आपका responsible for this is wrong, and the seventh one is also correct आपका, ठीक है, conduct investigation and all, this is also true. तो 1 3 4 5 7 कौन सा ऑप्शन है? बी, 1 3 4 5 7, राइट. सो ऑप्शन बी विल बी करेक्ट आंसर फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन, ठीक है. यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा क्लियरिटी आपको दिख जाएगा शायद. तो कंप्लाइंस फंक्शन मस्ट नॉट ओनली रिपोर्ट फेलियर बट ऑल्सो actively formulate mitigation आपका for these particular one and integrate in the policy itself. Compliance risk management is a collaborative efforts involving operational, legal and others. True, ठीक है. Next one guys. So when we are designing any compliance program, so the key consideration, ठीक है. तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज राइट हियर. कंप्लाइंस प्रोग्राम शुड बी रिस्क बेस्ड ऑन एंड ओवरसीन बाय द हेड ऑफ कंप्लाइंस. The annual complaints should include आपका reviewing the past failures. Monthly report on compliance risk should be submitted to senior management by CCO. The fourth one is wrong because bank in multiple jurisdiction must ensure compliances function follow only this. तो नहीं, this statement is wrong because we have to follow wherever jurisdiction is much stricter आपका, ठीक है, rather than आपका sticking to the home country, ठीक है. Let's say we are running open one branch in US. तो अगर US की guidelines are tougher than India, so then we have to follow US guidelines, right? Internal audit should include compliances risk in an assessment and audit the effectiveness of the compliance control, right? So 135 means option A will be right answer for this particular one. Very good guys, ठीक है. So option A आपका include reviewing the compliance, and fourth one is meet the local laws in each jurisdiction in all. That is only case of this one. Next one, compliance function in bank are correct. So the compliance function cover आपका statutory compliances as BR Act and Prevention of Money Laundering Act. That is true. Subsidiaries and regional rural banks do not need to have their own compliance function as per the covered under the prevent banks, ठीक है. This is also true. The chairman and director representing the prevent bank of on the board or subsidiaries RRBs are responsible for ensuring, yes, all the statements are true here. So 1 2 3 1 2 3 means no. Am I going wrong somewhere? No. Okay, just a minute. The subsidiaries, okay, sorry, subsidiaries and regional rural banks, they also have to, because their product line is different. Sorry, option not this, आपका D will be right answer. हाँ बिल्कुल सही है, ठीक है. Not all आपका D should be right answer for this particular one. Subsidiaries and RRBs must establish their own compliances function, because sometimes, like let's say RRBs or the sponsor bank, they might have a different business areas and all, and they have the different business areas many times in most of the cases. So accordingly, or every organization, their functionalities are bit different, so they have to maintain those particular thing individually, right? Very good guys, awesome. चलो next one, CCO, ठीक है. अब ये पूरा सेशन में CCO का नाम आपको मिलता रहेगा. ऑल राइट, तो नम्रता मैम इज सिंग ऑप्शन बी, स्नेहा मैम इज सिंग ऑप्शन ए। अदर पीपल गाइज क्विकली 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 एक बार दोबारा से सोच लीजिए जिसको लग रहा है थोड़ा गड़बड़ है। तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट आपका, व्हेन इट कम्स टू CCO मस्ट बी अपॉइंटेड फॉर अ मिक्स, आपका मिनिमम पीरियड ऑफ 3 years, प्री मैच्योर रिमूवल रिक्वायर प्रायर बोर्ड अप्रूवल्स फॉलोइंग अ ट्रांसपेरेंट इंटरनल प्रोसेसेस, इट शुड बी एट सीनियर एग्जीक्यूटिव, मोस्टली एट आपका GM लेवल, जनरल मैनेजर लेवल, ठीक है, तो दिस इज रॉन्ग। द नेक्स्ट वन इज allowed to hold dual responsibilities, no, ठीक है, so they are not part of any they should not be part of any business target areas and others, ठीक है, तो this is also wrong, and even this is आपका prohibited. The CCO shall report directly to audit committee or board MD CEO. The CEO may be member of committee dealings with the purchase sanctions but only in advisory capacity. True है, ठीक है. The age limit of the appointment of CCO is आपका 55 years. That is also wrong, ठीक है. The CCO must conduct at least an annual compliance risk assessment and submit a risk oriented compliances plan to the audit committee. True है, ठीक है, तो कौन सा सही बैठ रहा है, B और A? People are saying divided between B and A, means आपका 1 4 5 7 1 1 4 5 7, हाँ, A आपका A शुड बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस वन, ठीक है, तो A होगा राइट आंसर। गौरी मैम, दीपक सर, बाला सर एंड नम्रता मैम, यू गॉट इट, वेर यू वेंट रॉन्ग? तो आप लोगों ने क्या बोला है, B 1 4 5 5 इज CCO मस्ट, हाँ देखो ये क्या था ना, दिस वी हैव डिस्कस इन प्रीवियस वीक ओनली, लास्ट वीक हमने जब पढ़ा था ना, CCO मे बी अ मेंबर ऑफ आपका कमेटी डीलिंग विद द परचेज सेंक्शंस बट ओनली इन एडवाइजरी कैपेसिटी, ठीक है, ये जो अगला, ठीक है, दे आर नॉट आप दे वी कैन टेक एडवाइस फ्रॉम देम, ठीक है, दे आर नॉट एक्टिव मेंबर ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर टीम, ठीक है, सो दिस पॉइंट यू गाइज मिस, अदरवाइज आपका एवरीथिंग इज फाइन, ठीक है, तो ए शुड बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर वन, ठीक है, तो कैन ओनली बी एन एडवाइजरी रोल इन द कमेटी, आपका परचेज सेंक्शन कमेटी एंड अदर्स, टू अवॉइड एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट। 55 ईयर्स आपका सीनियर मैनेजमेंट एट जनरल मैनेजर और इक्विवेलेंट्स and should not have any business targets and all, that generally comes under this particular one. All right, चलो next one, compliance audit, ठीक है, now audit like जैसे मॉड्यूल C के अंदर we have discussed आपका areas की we have disbursed the credit and we have LRM, ठीक है, loan review mechanism और credit audit. Similarly here we are having some sort of आपका that areas like we do have compliances, guidance and everything, ठीक है, so how we are following these particular one internally and externally, that generally comes under this particular one, ठीक है, all right, हाँ जितेंद्र सर आपको लाइव सेक्शन में मिल जाएगा ये जो लिंक आप मांग रहे हैं, ठीक है, चलो अब हम आते हैं इसमें, तो यहाँ पे जैसे अगर मैं कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट कंटेंट एरियाज की बात करता हूँ, ठीक है, तो रोल ऑफ ऑडिट एंड इंस्पेक्शंस इन एरियाज, ठीक है, दैट इज द पार्ट. Apart from this, your emergence of this is something or the most important area, ठीक है, रिस्क बेस्ड इंटरनल ऑडिट्स आपका ये बहुत ही ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, ठीक है, एंड RBI गाइडेंस ऑन दिस पर्टिकुलर वन, ठीक है, सो एवरी बैंक दे हैव टू कम अप विद देयर ओन आपका रिस्क मॉडल, जैसे हमने BFM में भी समझा था ना कि लाइक जैसे EWRM है या अदर्स हैं, सो दे ऑल आर जनरली पार्ट ऑफ दिस वन. सो सिमिलरली फॉर दिस वन RBIA is again very important one when it comes to the audit areas and all, ठीक है, so remuneration and everything which is generally part of this one, ठीक है, ABC role आपका, ठीक है, head of internal audit is again जैसे वहाँ पे CCO है, यहाँ पे आपका head of internal audits and all, so please do revise all these things. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस यहाँ पे ना एक लिस्ट ऑफ अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स भी हैं, ठीक है, तो दिस इज समथिंग आपका, दिस इज द ओनली एरिया जहाँ पे ये आपको मिलेंगे. आई विल नॉट सजेस्ट एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ रट्टाफिकेशन, बट हाँ एक बार थोड़ा सा लाइक बिफोर एंटरिंग इन योर एग्जामिनेशन हॉल, सो आई विल सजेस्ट कि इन अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स को एक बार जरूर से गो थ्रू कीजिएगा, ठीक है. तो अब हम आते हैं अपने क्वेश्चंस पे. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, हाँ, वन अनदर सब टॉपिक इज आपका डिस्क्लोजर अंडर द सेबी लिस्टिंग रेगुलेशन, दिस इज अगेन वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट सब टॉपिक गाइस, ठीक है, सो प्लीज डू नॉट स्किप दिस पार्ट। तो यहाँ पे जितने भी गाइडलाइंस हैं दैट इज मेंशन और समराइज इन दिस पार्ट, इन दिस समरी इज 100% अलाइन विद योर बुक, सो यू डू नॉट हैव टू वरी अराउंड दिस, ठीक है। चलो अब आते हैं प्रैक्टिस पे आपका। सो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन ऑन योर स्क्रीन, ये लास्ट वीक में ही पढ़ा है तो ज़्यादा चैलेंज नहीं आना चाहिए यहाँ पे, मतलब चीज़ें फ्रेश रहेंगी और आगे भी फ्रेश रखने के लिए आपको प्रैक्टिस करते रहना है। कल एक नया मॉक टेस्ट का सेट मैंने ऐड किया है यूनिट वाइज, ठीक है, तो और कल मैं 2 नए मॉक ऐड कर दूंगा, फुल लेंथ मॉक टेस्ट आपका, तो दे विल ऑल्सो हेल्प यू आउट गाइज, ठीक है, तो उन पर भी थोड़ा सा आप लोग ध्यान दे सकते हैं। सो फर्स्ट, नोट टू फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट आपका, जिनको हम लोग नोट टू अकाउंट्स के नाम से जानते हैं, एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन दैट कैन नॉट बी इंक्लूडेड डायरेक्टली इन द फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट, सो दिस इज ट्रू आपका। सेकेंड स्टेटमेंट, market discipline is effective only if market participants have access timely and reliable information about the banking risk or bank risk. Yes, primary objective of company law is to protect depositors interest, while banking regulation focus on, तो it should be reverse, हमें इसको रिवर्स करना है। बैंक आरबीआई रिक्वायर बैंक to present summary of significant accounting policies under section schedule 17, note to accounts under आपका 18, ठीक है, for the uniformity आपका, this is also true, and banking regulation act and companies act, RBI guidelines for Basel 3 are the key regulatory framework for the बैंक डिस्क्लोजर्स, ठीक है। तो व्हेन इट कम्स टू दिस वन बेसिकली कौन सा ऑप्शन सही बैठ रहा है, 1245, 1245 मीन्स आपका ऑप्शन सी, ठीक है। तो द गवर्नेंस इज ऑल अबाउट आपका, जैसे आरबीआई की अगर हम बात करते हैं, फॉर्म ए परफॉर्मा बैंक बैलेंस शीट आपका, फॉर्म ए परफॉर्मा बैलेंस शीट, मॉड्यूल सी के अंदर हमने इनको डिस्कस भी किया था, ठीक है। फॉर्म बी आपका प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट, सो इन टोटल वी हैव 18 शेड्यूल, 18 number 1 is generally related to your आपका note to accounts, and then 17 is about your the overall net profit is not net profit or the allocation or transfer of funds and everything, ठीक है, जिसको हम लोग आपका appropriation account के नाम पे भी जानते हैं, just after preparation of your profit and loss account। चलो अगला क्वेश्चन, नेक्स्ट वन गाइज, तो what was the answer? C, option C was the right answer for this one। next one, क्या होना चाहिए आंसर आपका? बिकॉज हाँ, आई विल ऑल्सो गो विद ऑप्शन ए, बिकॉज इन ऑडिटिंग इंडिविजुअल रिस्क बट नॉट does not provide assurance on how risks are managed within organizations risk appetite and all, so option A without any doubt will be right answer for this one, ठीक है। so risk based internal auditing assess the effectiveness of management risk processes, how risks are identified, responded to, monitored and reported rather than a risk themselves, so that is the case। next one guys, who raised hand? Okay, internal audit function in the bank, So it was Jhansi ma'am, it was आपका internal audit focus on evaluating the process used by management rather than the individuals. ठीक है. So it is आपका assurance on how are managed within the organization, not about the individuals. ठीक है. So we are focusing on at a broader scale and all. So that was the idea behind this one. Okay, next one आपका. So first, internal audit function must be independent of activities in its audit, maintain objectivity. Internal auditors should have professional competence, including adequate knowledge and experiences. Internal audit function scope should only cover financial transaction. No, it is आपका wrong. The audit committee of board is responsible for overseeing internal audit functions आपका. Then next one, bank can rely entirely on external. No, this is also wrong. Next one guys, okay, just allow me 1 minute. Next one, the head of internal audit must ensure compliances with internal auditing standards and relevant code of ethics आपका. That is also true. ठीक है. Seventh one is the board of directors hold ultimate responsibility for internal audit functions आपका regardless of contractual agreement with the expert and all, right? So 1 2 4 6 7 1 2 4 6 7 means option B should be right answer for this particular one. Very good. Okay. So the only statement incorrect was even external expert are used, responsibility remain with the internal audit functions and all. So that was the and statement 3, because internal audit scope should include all activities आपका including the outsourced one also, right? Next one guys. It was Jhansi ma'am, it was like it is kind of how, like, if see it, there is one line called individual organizational interest is bigger than individual interest. Okay? Similar to that. So if you like, whenever we are making policies, we are making policies at organization level, not at the individual level, right? So the only thing is like or because organization is much bigger than the individual. So similarly here also, while we are assigning things, we have to focus around those particular things. So accordingly we can meet the requirements. So board of directors and audit committee role, identify the correct statements. तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट आपका, द बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर delegate the power to conduct a review and audit to internal auditors, audit framework exclusively to head of internal departments. No, the power relies to board of director only. Power to internal audit review this. No, the just a minute. Power of conduct internal audit and review internal audit framework exclusively. Audit power is there, but review is audit power will belongs to the head of internal audit departments, but this review will belongs to bank board only, right? That should be right statement. The audit committee must review not only internal audit reports but also fraud and cash shortage presented by the head of IAD. That is true. Third statement आपका, we have audit committee also here. ठीक है, audit ABC is also there आपका. ठीक है, that should be included. Yes, this is wrong 100%. This is आपका third one. The third statement, the audit committee can independently initiate inquiries and retain expert advisors विदाउट बोर्ड अप्रूवल्स, हाँ दे आर अलाउड टू डू सो, ठीक है, राइट है. द फोर्थ वन, चेयरपर्सन ऑफ द क्रेडिट ऑडिट कमेटी इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर reporting the committee's proceedings of board entirely, enabling others directors to seek clarification if needed. This is also correct. Resolution of audit committee require a simple majority vote, and dissenting members must provide a verbal explanations to the board. Dissenting, basically they'll have the majority one. This is also wrong, right? Do we have 2 3 4? What you guys are suggesting? 2 3 4, no, you guys are also saying ki option 3 is also wrong, because I can see the multiple answers here. 2 3 4 should be right answer. Sachin sir is saying 2 4 5. Okay, just we'll check this one. First statement is incorrect. The board delegate power related to internal audit frameworks review to आपका audit committee, but not exclusively to the IAD. The first one was आपका this, ठीक है, and it was आपका everything to IAD. The second incorrect statement was, all these three statements are true here. The fifth one is audit committee resolution required 2/3 affirmative vote, and dissenting member must provide a written explanation to the board itself. Hierarchy wise, if you go, so dissenting members, they'll have this particular आपका workings or role in this overall decision making, ठीक है. तो not C, not D आपका, और not आपका A, it is option C will be right answer for this one. Please go through this one. If you find any difficulty, do let me know. Next question, guys. HIA and internal audit functions. HIA and internal audit functions. Okay, I thought we missed the mentioning minimum tenures. ठीक है, ये आसान है, आई गेस. यस, बट वाई वेराइटी ऑफ आंसर्स? बी, ओके, नहीं. सो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट आपका, HIA मस्ट बी अ सीनियर एग्जीक्यूटिव विद द एबिलिटी टू एक्सरसाइज इंडिपेंडेंट जजमेंट. ट्रू है. द इंटरनल ऑडिट स्टाफ रेम्यूनरेशन शुड नॉट लिंक विद द फाइनेंशियल, there is no any business targeted, there should not be any business targets. HIA should have access to all information. Then next one is आपका minimum tenure of HIA where internal audit is not specialized function is 3 years. True है, ठीक है. Next one is आपका the HIA have reporting relationship with business verticals and all. Not. The audit committee must meet the HIA at least once a quarter without senior management presence if HIA report to आपका MD, CEO और WDT, ठीक है. एंड द सेवंथ वन इज ऑल्सो करेक्ट, ठीक है. सो व्हाट विल बी योर करेक्ट आंसर? 1 3 5 1 3 4 6 7 1 3 4 6 7. हाँ, तो ऑप्शन डी विल बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर वन. Gaurav sir, that was these session were already in that live class, आपका live classes section. Actually that live class session is something आपका which is auto generated, right? So that's why there was some candidate those who were having some sort of आपका confusion, because there is all live classes are available in that particular live class video folders, ठीक है. So that's why I separated those one and I included in that ABM folder आपका. these were already available in live class section आपका. So today I got one call आपका, they were facing some confusion, that's why I shifted to a separate folders. If I have missed something, I'll upload in that one. Next one guys, next one. So now आपका I'll suggest if you go for suppose when these marathons are must, ठीक है, so these marathons are must like without any deviation, and then you can go for module mock test, and wherever you are facing in this, when in whatever module you are facing issue na, just go for that आपका that unit wise areas and all, ठीक है, so you can go for those one. That ma'am, I have told ma'am because I want to cover this particular thing today itself. So tomorrow morning ma'am will be doing at 7 o'clock, Sneha ma'am, and evening ma'am will be doing आपका comprehensive marathon session similar to these with one another set of practice. So I have shared those areas, those PD आपका PPT with ma'am with new question or with a set of new questions, so that will be there. Gaurav sir, you got your answer. So basically marathon sessions are must, and wherever in whichever module you are facing difficulties na, so my suggestion will be ki go for those units and others in live class section, and the content is totally different, means the question part aapka, and there you will get the aapka concept summary also. I have included those summaries in PDF also, so if the way whenever like whichever way you are comfortable, just go with that one. Right, चलो अब क्या होगा करेक्ट आंसर आपका बी. एवरीवन इज सेइंग नाउ. फर्स्ट द branches report breaches or non-compliance directly to risk officer without involving the no. First statement is wrong, ठीक है. Second statement आपका the risk officer select this आपका testing based on the regulatory focus. Yes, the audit department submit copies of branch audit report to compliance department at the central. Yes, 2 and 3 means B will be right answer for this particular question. Next one guys, थोड़ा सा बड़ा है बट ट्राई, दिख रहा है, बस दिखना चाहिए. So financial statement means आपका that आप your profit and loss account, balance sheet, cash flow statement, note to accounts and changes in equity as per accounting standard 1 and Indian accounting standard 1, ठीक है. 5 report out of 5, 3 are very important, or 4 note to account also for the detailed guidelines. The first statement, if you are having any doubt around this, that is wrong, because commercial bank including foreign bank licensed to operate in India follow companies accounting standard rule, that is fine, ठीक है. But with any deviation, यहाँ पे लिखा है without any deviation, there are some deviations as per the RBI. So RBI have defined under section 29 of BR Act, Banking Regulation Act, ठीक है, which like the form A परफॉर्मा बैलेंस शीट, फॉर्म बी इज आपका दिस इज फॉर्म ए इज बैलेंस शीट एंड फॉर्म बी इज अबाउट योर प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट, ठीक है. सो द सीक्वेंसिंग एंड एवरीथिंग इज गिवन अंडर दिस पर्टिकुलर वन. हाउ बैंकिंग कंपनीज दे शुड रिपोर्ट देयर बुक्स एंड ऑल, दैट इज गिवन हियर विथ आपका दीज अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स, ठीक है. देयर इज बिट आपका ट्वीक इन दोज पर्टिकुलर वन, सो वी कैन नॉट से स्ट्रिक्टली विदाउट डेविएशन, सो दिस इज रॉन्ग. सेकेंड स्टेटमेंट आपका डिस्क्लोजर रिक्वायरमेंट अंडर मास्टर डायरेक्शंस सुपरसीड एंड रिप्लेस ऑल एग्जिस्टिंग डिस्क्लोजर्स. नो, that is kind of an additions. Consolidated financial statements of commercial banks excluding RRBs must include at least a consolidated balance sheet, profit and loss account, आपका principal accounting policies and note to accounts आपका, this is true. Then when urban cooperative banks आपका are to be guided by announcement of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India accounting standard, but must comply with RBI issue directive, directives, guidelines. This is also correct. The fifth one, RBI required disclosure of penalties and stricter impose on the bank on inspections report and everything in note to accounts itself. This is also true. RBI allow capitalization of interest of non-performing asset, that is prohibited. Under the reporting of non-performing asset, incorrect risk weight computation and deliberate inflation of asset and liabilities at the financial end, followed by the reversal in the next financial year as are serious violation under BR Act. This is also true. ठीक है, तो आपका 2 3 4 5 3 4 5 7, ठीक है, 3 4 5 7, yes, option A will be right answer for this. Very good guys, awesome. ठीक है, so option A will be right answer for this particular one. Next one, consider the following statement regarding accounting standards applicable to banks. हाँ, वो लिस्ट मैंने आपको शो किया था, उसी के अकॉर्डिंग से ये अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड 5 प्रायर पीरियड आइटम, आपका अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड 9 रेवेन्यू रिकग्निशन, 17 आपका बिजनेस सेगमेंट्स करेक्टली मैच है, ठीक है, ओके, 22 कैपिटल एडिकेसी, हाँ दिस इज ऑल्सो मैच, 23 आपका ओके. So accounting standard 5, bank must disclose the effect of prior period item directly to profit and loss account as per the format prescribed under this one. No, it is आपका कहाँ पे शो करते हैं, we have to show it in note to accounts, ठीक है, note to accounts आपका schedule 18 के अंदर it is आपका part of schedule 18 of the profit and loss account, not in your आपका that मतलब schedule 17, not in 17, it is in 18. Then second one आपका accounting standard 9 require enterprise to disclose both accounting policies and any postponement of revenue recognition due to significant uncertainties. The next one is accounting standard 17, geographical segments are primarily format for the segment reporting, with business segments consider secondary. Business segment and business segmentation is the primary one. This should be wrong. The next one is adoption of 22 may lead to a creation of deferred tax asset or liabilities which can affect bank capital adequacy ratio and dividend declaration, because हाँ बिल्कुल 100%, because these are long term, they can be long term asset or long term liabilities, they'll affect आपका adequacy ratio and dividend declaration. The next one is 23, investment exceeding 20% voting आपका voting power in borrowers is always classified as investment in the associate regardless of investor ability to exercise significance influences or not. नहीं, it should be part of this one. Yeah, this statement should be आपका not, it is mentioned आपका with regard to, it should be not regardless of, this should be wrong also ना. तो 2 and 4 आपका no, अच्छा okay हाँ, option D is there, 2 and 4, so option D should be right answer for this one. First we'll check this one, because accounting standard 23, investment classification depend on whether the investor can exercise significant influence, not just आपका the power exceeding 20% and all, right? Next one. This is आपका झांसी मैम, this is around the like these are the accounting standards I have shown you in the beginning na, even we have discussed these one earlier also. So when we are preparing books आपका like as a company, as a banking company, so when you are preparing these particular books, so you have to follow certain accounting standards. Okay? The list we have gone through earlier also, so I'll recommend कि at least go through those particular ones. Like uh, whenever you are entering into any transaction or any material effect which is affecting your banking business, so how you will account that particular one, for that sake we have these standards and all. So for banking, usually accounting standards for banking company, there are some input from RBI also as per section 29, so we have to consider those as well. So that is something related to this. Okay, so disclosure in bank financial statements are correct. So bank must disclose floating provision and drawdown from the reserve in nostro accounts आपका 100% true. So if you have any floating provisions आपका provisions account which is linked with some indices, or according to that particular one it will changing, or if you have some drawdown from your आपका draw, if you have any drawdown from the reserve, so it should be disclose in your note to account section आपका schedule 18. Disclosure of customer complaint is limited only to branch related issue. No, it is part of in your note to accounts, we have to disclose this also. Bank must provide detail of letter of credit issued during the year, including their financial impact आपका. This is the contingent liability basically, and under contingent liabilities you have to show these particular one. The next one is insurance brokerage fee need to be disclosed only for the current financial year. It should be both I guess, current and the आपका previous one, current and previous one आपका. So bank must disclose the value and share of top 20 deposit, advances and NPS आपका in their financial statement. Yes, so 135 means option A. Yes, very good guys, option A will be right answer for this particular question. Correct hai? Next one. Okay, chalo. Now next one we have compliance governance structure. Okay, so next unit is compliance governance structure, means the team or the compliance governance framework of bank, how the overall things or how we are managing all these compliances. Okay, so structure, we have responsibility of board and senior managers, structure in the at the corporate office, functional departments, structure and internal control. So that is the one. Okay, so when it comes to आपका the overall areas, ठीक है, जैसे I hope you guys remember that module B of BFM which was all about the risk management framework. ठीक है, तो कैसे था, board of directors, then we have आपका your risk management committee, ELCO, then different risk and others. Similarly here also when it comes to आपका compliances, so we do have a team, that organization structure for this compliance function, like board of director, eventually they have the final responsibility because they are representative to the owners, right? Then we have ABC here, okay, audit committee of the board, then MD, CEO, executive director, senior management level, okay. Independent compliance departments आपका, which are generally headed by CCO, compliance function corporate office, and we have compliance function at the field offices and all, right? So basically the structure look like something this. The compliance at field and your compliance officer at regional and zonal, फंक्शनल डिपार्टमेंट एंड हेड ऑफिसेस, ठीक है. सो हेयर टू बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर, ऑडिट कमेटी एंड मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर्स इन ऑल. सो द ओवरऑल बेसिकली सीईओ इज काइंड ऑफ अ लाइजन बिटवीन दीज टू आपका अथॉरिटीज, दिस एंड आपका दिस, ठीक है. एवरी पॉलिसी इज पार्ट ऑफ द बोर्ड अप्रूवल पॉलिसी, सो इवेंचुअली द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लाइज टू द बोर्ड इटसेल्फ आपका, राइट. अब यहाँ पे देखो ये कुछ एरियाज हैं, प्लीज डू रिवाइज दीज थिंग. अब यहाँ पे ना व्हाट यू विल फील समटाइम कि बहुत सारी चीज़ें, जैसे आप एनबीएफसी कंप्लाइंस पढ़ोगे, सीसीओ का रोल विल रिमेन सेम, ठीक है. जैसे यहाँ पे आपका बैंकिंग के लिए, वहाँ पे भी, तो विद वन आपका रिविजन इटसेल्फ, सो यू कैन रिवाइज ऑल दीज पर्टिकुलर थिंग्स क्विकली, ठीक है. तो एक बार इनको जरूर गो थ्रू कीजिएगा, सो दैट विल हेल्प यू इन दिस केस. चलो, नाउ वी विल बी प्रैक्टिसिंग क्वेश्चंस. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन ऑन योर स्क्रीन गाइस, क्विकली गो थ्रू द क्वेश्चन, एक बार जल्दी से रीड आउट कीजिए एंड आंसर कीजिए. हाँ नीरज सर कैसे हैं? ऑल गुड. मैं तो रोज सेशन कर रहा हूँ सर, आप भी नहीं आते हो, ठीक है. चलो, तो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन गाइस about the compliance function in bank are correct. So the compliance function has led to structural changes depending on bank size. Structural changes, हाँ बिल्कुल सही है, फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज राइट, ठीक है, नो इशू विद दिस. Compliance function has led to structural changes depending on to the bank size. Like see, we like according to the bank size and objective, we have to make the changes in all, right. So this there should be no issue with this one. CCO must report only to managing directors and CEO, ABC also, ठीक है. तो नॉट ओनली दिस आपका, ठीक है. सो इट कैन बी बोर्ड और ABC और ACB ऑल्सो, ठीक है. तो दिस इज रॉन्ग, दिस शुड बी रॉन्ग. इट इज मैंशन आपका मस्ट. द थर्ड स्टेटमेंट, ऑडिट कमेटी ऑफ बोर्ड may meet CCO quarterly without senior management, 100%, this is true. Compliance officer zonal regional directly report to CCO, yes, हाँ बिल्कुल करेक्ट है. The performance of CCO is reviewed by human resource department, no, it is by board, it is by board और आपका ACB, ठीक है, board और ACB, ठीक है. this is wrong. तो 134 means option A will be right answer for this one. Okay, correct है. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. No, C, ऑप्शन सी कहाँ पे गड़बड़ किया है दोस्तों? आई गेस एवरीबडी इज सेइंग ऑप्शंस ए, तो सी क्या कह रहा है? अच्छा सॉरी, बोथ आर आपका सेम ऑप्शन ना, तो मैं इसको चेंज कर देता हूँ, इसको मैं कर देता हूँ 1 and 2 ओनली, ठीक है. नाउ ए इज़ द राइट आंसर, करेक्ट है. चलो, सो ए विल बी राइट आंसर. नेक्स्ट वन, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Yes, got it, Girish sir. ये बैंक बहुत गड़बड़ कर रहा है ना. ऑल ऑलमोस्ट ऑल मेजर compliances from this one is kind of आपका violated, right? अच्छा ओके, करेक्टली आइडेंटिफाई दी कंप्लाइंस लैब्स आपका. तो पहला स्टेटमेंट, CCO मस्ट ऑल्सो रिपोर्ट इंडिपेंडेंटली टू बोर्ड और ACB, इवन रिपोर्टिंग टू दिस, 100% ट्रू. Approval of the compliance policy by the senior management is sufficient. No. आपका we need board आपका MD or ACB. This is wrong. Board required to review status of compliance function quarterly. That is also true. The fourth one is आपका assessment must be conducted annually as per the आपका compliance responsibilities. True. Our prior intimation to RBI is आपका mandatory even for appointing, reappointing and removing. So we have to intimate RBI first. ठीक है. तो 1345 means yes. हाँ, तो option A will be right answer for this particular question. Correct है सब लोग? Very good. Next one guys. Okay. नीरज सर अभी अब मत सोचिए. ठीक है. नाउ दिस इज़ नॉट द राइट टाइम टू थिंक अबाउट दिस. सो आई विल सजेस्ट कि फोकस ऑन मॉड्यूल वाइज रिविजन इन ऑल. ठीक है. दैट विल बी हेल्पफुल. एंड इफ यू हैव read any part earlier, so just do revise those areas and all. Okay, and give your best. Now see, this is the time कि now we should focus on paper on paper basis. ठीक है. सो मगअप करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. और लाइक माई सजेशन टू ऑल ऑफ यू गाइज कि लाइक डू नॉट थिंक अबाउट द अदर सब्जेक्ट राइट नाउ. ठीक है. फोकस ऑन द आपका द सब्जेक्ट विच यू आर गोइंग टू फेस दिस संडे इटसेल्फ. ठीक है. रीजन बीइंग ABM दिस इज समथिंग वेर यू विल सी आपका लॉट्स ऑफ स्टेटमेंट्स और अप्लीकेशन बेस कि एज अ पर्सन एज अ बैंकर हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू यूज और वॉट विल बी योर डिसीजन इन दैट केस. ठीक है. सो IIBF पूरी कोशिश करेगा कि लोगों का जो मोटिवेशन है उसको यहाँ पे रोकने का. ठीक है. सो बट यू हैव टू फेस दिस वन एंड इफ दे विल कम अप विद अ टफर पार्टनर बिलीव मी पेपर 2 and 3 विल बी एट ईजियर साइड. तो बहुत अच्छे से मेहनत करनी है एंड दिस इज समथिंग कि इफ यू विल स्कोर गुड यू विल गेट आपका एनर्जी इटसेल्फ. ठीक है. अगले पेपर के लिए. तो फर्स्ट वन इज आपका सो इट इज कंप्लाइंस डिपार्टमेंट एट कॉर्पोरेट ऑफिस and correctly identify the statements. True statement. CCO while serving as principal liaison with RBI must also coordinate communication with other regulators and all. 100% true है. आपका assigning audit or inspection duties to compliance staff is permissible. No. आपका to avoid any conflict of interest, this is not suggested. Compliance department is responsible for ensuring that bank business function align with all statutory and regulatory guidelines. 100% true. Okay. The fourth one is आपका CCO is allow full voting membership in committee concerned with the sanctioning in no. हाँ this is आप देखो वो वाला जो statement था they have advising. ठीक है. CCO is allowed to advise but not to participate. So that's why this statement is wrong. ठीक है. Next one, compliance staff must process multidisciplinary expertise like these so they can have better understanding. Yes. The compliance department at head office is a task with quarterly reporting. This summarized आपका to RBI MOF. हाँ this is also correct. Overseas compliance officer operate independently with the from the head office compliance department reporting directly. No. ठीक है. they also have the integration. तो क्या है 1356 means option C should be right answer for this particular question. Very good guys. Awesome. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. next one. Compliance officer in functional department. ईजी है, बहुत ईजी है ये. ठीक है. तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज आपका ट्रू, सेकेंड वन इज रॉन्ग. ठीक है. सो बिकॉज दिस शुड नॉट बी पार्ट ऑफ दीज एरियाज इन ऑल ना. It did not have the responsibility of these men. So monitoring the timely submission of regulatory in this, आपका correct. This is 100% wrong आपका. Should not ignore those areas. Then fifth one is आपका, that is also true. So 135 means option A will be right answer for this particular question. Next one, guys. Which of the following statement about the role of functional department in compliance? So first statement is correct. Functional department must submit quarterly certificate to the compliance department regarding the compliances in their areas. Functional department must submit quarterly certificate to compliance department regarding the. What do you say about the second statement? I'm not getting this. ये statement सही है, इसमें कुछ गड़बड़ है. The compliance department is solely responsible for updating all functional manuals with compliance sanction. नो हाँ, सो यहाँ पे हाँ, नाउ आई गेट इट. ठीक है, ये स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है. सॉरी, फंक्शनल मस्ट बी सबमिट क्वार्टरली टू दिस. हाँ, बिल्कुल करेक्ट है ये. और थर्ड वन इज कंप्लाइंस डिपार्टमेंट इज सोलली रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर अपडेटिंग ऑल फंक्शनल मैनुअल. दिस शुड बी आपका फंक्शनल मैनुअल्स विल बी डन बाय द फंक्शनल डिपार्टमेंट, नॉट बाय दिस वन है, राइट. तो 1 in 2 मीन्स आपका ऑप्शन सी शुड बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस वन. करेक्ट है. So this is the one. Next one. To whom do compliance officer at FGM or zonal or regional offices report directly? कहाँ किसको करना चाहिए बताओ जरा. थर्ड स्टेटमेंट वॉज रॉन्ग आपका. ठीक है झांसी मैम, थर्ड स्टेटमेंट वॉज रॉन्ग बिकॉज that is something which is a function of compliance department, not of the आपका functional department. They'll decide the manuals and others, not by that is not get decided by the compliance department, right? So what will be your correct answer? CCO. ये तो बहुत आसान है. ठीक है, सॉरी. नेक्स्ट वन. which one आपका, which one? Sorry, this one. This question, ma'am, Namrata ma'am, Sneha ma'am, this one. तो 1 and 2 are correct. ठीक है, so 1 is correct. No, बिकॉज अपडेटिंग. देखो ये स्टेटमेंट गलत लिखे हैं एक्चुअली. ठीक है, दिस इज आपका स्टेटमेंट 3 एंड आपका दिस इज स्टेटमेंट 2. ठीक है, दिस इज मैनुअल्स वाला इज पार्ट ऑफ योर स्टेटमेंट 3 इन दिस क्वेश्चन. ठीक है, दिस इज आपका मैनुअल वाला क्वेश्चन स्टेटमेंट एंड दिस इज आपका फंक्शनल डिपार्टमेंट रिक्वायर्ड टू सबमिट दिस. ठीक है, द स्टेटमेंट मेंशन आर रॉन्ग हियर. ठीक है, नॉट द आंसर. द स्टेटमेंट इन एक्सप्लेनेशन पार्ट ना, द स्टेटमेंट्स आर मेंशन रॉन्ग. ठीक है, दिस इज योर 3 which is wrong, which is incorrect आपका. that is about the manual responsibility of functional department themselves, not by the compliance, right? And here when it comes to 2 आपका functional department, ये ना ऊपर नीचे हो गया है मेरे को जितना समझ में आ रहा है कॉपी पेस्ट करते समय, राइट? और कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, राइट? चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. देन नेक्स्ट वन. तो दिस वाज आपका CCO. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Compliance function at overseas center. Incorrect, huh? We have to find out incorrect statement, guys. देखो ज़्यादा इसमें टेंशन नहीं लेना है, सेम क्वेश्चन ही है, ज़्यादा दिक्कत वाला नहीं है, नॉर्मल थिंग्स आपका, बट ओनली थिंग इज लाइक वी आर डूइंग फॉर द ओवरसीज सेंटर, the policies and other areas related to those are generally part of this one. ओके ठीक है, तो इट इज़ अबाउट आपका झांसी मैम, इट इज़ कंप्लाइंस फंक्शन एट ओवरसीज सेंटर, लाइक लेट्स से इफ यू आर हैविंग सम ओवरसीज ब्रांचेस इन ऑल, सो कंप्लाइंस ऑफिसर ऑफ एन ओवरसीज सेंटर मस्ट ऑलवेज बी इंडिया बेस्ड ऑफिसर. ऐसा कोई ज़रूरी नहीं है, वी डू नॉट हैव एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ मैंडेट दैट पर्सन शुड बी आपका पार्ट ऑफ द बैंक और द इंस्टीट्यूशन, नॉट विद रिगार्ड टू द citizen of India and others. तो द फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज रॉन्ग हियर. ठीक है, वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट इनकरेक्ट स्टेटमेंट. हाँ, वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट इनकरेक्ट स्टेटमेंट. तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज रॉन्ग. सेकेंड, द चीफ एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑफ द सेंटर होल्ड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी फॉर असेसिंग स्टाफ नीड एट कंप्लाइंस डिपार्टमेंट इन फॉरेन ब्रांच आपका, हेयर मीन्स आपका दैट फॉरेन ब्रांच और ओवरसीज सेंटर आपका. सो चीफ एग्जीक्यूटिव हुएवर इज लेटिंग दैट पर्टिकुलर ब्रांच दे विल बी रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग. ट्रू है. The inspection and audit department is tasked with auditing compliance action points and also testing the adequacy control within the compliance function as we do for the domestic branches. Fourth statement आपका, management audit of compliance department include evaluation of the sustainability of RBI and external audit observations by business line and head of department. 100% true. The next one is regulatory divergence in asset classification beyond the prescribed threshold must be disclosed to, if anything else, head office finance department within 24 hours आपका of the financial risk assessment report. 100% true. Non-compliance of incident, so that should be action आपका, it should be they should be disclosures in annual reports आपका. wrong है. When so cause notice is issued against the bank, the concerned HO department must conduct a root cause analysis. बिल्कुल सही. And it is आपका they need to require आपका report to MD CEO also. ठीक है, so this is also wrong. तो only wrong statements are 1 आपका 6 and 7. 1, 6 and 7 means option A should be right answer for this one. Why you guys are saying option B? 7 is also is part of the guidelines. So it is about the compliance of overseas center. So when so cause notice is issued, this is a big concern actually. The bank concern this analysis of the board report to the board, and it should be informed to the MD and CEO of that particular bank. He is the person who is going to represent, so that should be part of this one. Escalate to top management including आपका MD and CEO, and root cause analysis must be communicated to the board आपका. ठीक है, तो only the statement where you miss आपका, please do remember this one, rest all are fine. correct है. ठीक है झांसी मैम. So the two label at which compliance operating in bank, so label 1 adherence to internal policy, adherence to external laws. Label is first, it comes आपका adherence to आपका external laws, adherence to external laws, the first slide itself. ठीक है, regulation in all. ठीक है, the quantitative basically which is the regulatory guidelines and all, and आपका adherence to internal, ये भी सही है, but the sequence, the label is mentioned wrong. Label 1 is adherence to RBI or the regulatory or the legal requirements and all, and label 2 is adherence to internal policies and processes आपका. ठीक है, yes हाँ, adherence to external rule and regulation set by, and 2 is आपका overall these bank internal policies and others, they generally comes under this one. Internal control in banking, and identify the true statement. Internal control in banking regarding the compliances and others. क्या कह रहे हो आप लोग? सी स्टेटमेंट, तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज ट्रू, सेकंड स्टेटमेंट सीम्स रॉन्ग. इंटरनल ऑडिट इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर आपका फॉर द एनफोर्समेंट बट नॉट फॉर द डिजाइनिंग, राइट. सो थर्ड स्टेटमेंट आपका ड्यूटीज ऑफ एन important control activity prevent errors, yes true है. The fourth statement effective internal control, there is no guarantee actually, ठीक है. So this is wrong. Fifth one is identifying analyzing, yes आपका true है. Sixth one is the control environment include management philosophy and operating cycles आपका it is written procedures are not sufficient, ठीक है. So this is आपका wrong. तो 1 3 5 6 means C should be right answer for this particular one. Very good guys, awesome, ठीक है. चलो नॉट डी, इट विल बी आपका ऑप्शन सी, ठीक है. झांसी मैम. सो द स्टेटमेंट टू, इंटरनल ऑडिट इवेलुएट इंटरनल कंट्रोल इंडिपेंडेंटली बट डज नॉट डिजाइन और एनफोर्स देम. एंड फोर्थ स्टेटमेंट, इफेक्टिव कंट्रोल रिड्यूस बट do not eliminate the human errors. The fifth one is written procedures alone are not enough. Personal must also understand and follow them. That is the must, right? Chalo. Next unit guys. Okay. Framework. So अगला जो हमारा unit है that is around your framework. So when it comes to framework of for identification of compliance issues and compliances risk, ठीक है. So here we have compliance issues, risk, compliance risk, control. We have independent testing and effective audit programs, reporting, role of inspection and audits, loan review mechanism and आपका good compliances and all, ठीक है. So here basically the important areas are basically the risk, why this compliance issues are arising, identification of management compliances, then key responsibilities. bit मतलब ये बहुत easy topic है इन सब में, अगर आपने और topic पढ़ लिए हैं this can be easily done आपका और easily managed, ठीक है. The different type of risk, operational and others. हाँ, this score आपका compliance risk scoring, that parameters थोड़ा सा इसको याद रखिएगा. This can be asked आपका, ठीक है, the overall scores and all. Action plan based on assessment आपका. Then we have loan review and even loan review is part of the next topic also, right? चलो, तो first question on your screen. Okay. यस हाँ, तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट आपका बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स शुड इंश्योर ओवरसाइट एंड एश्योरेंस फंक्शन हैव सेम stature as a business vertical. Second one, compliance function can be outsourced, no, okay, it should be internal, as a strong compliance culture help protect customer rights such as fair treatment and right to privacy. The supervisory and this आपका identification, preventive actions आपका true. The next one is the fine not supervise this, it is आपका done by the BODs. So 134 means option C will be right answer for this particular question. Very good. Next one guys, regarding the compliance and regulatory challenges in banking and financial sector. Banking and financial sector. easy one. So compliance refer only following external guidelines. Wrong है. Geopolitical protectionism can lead to uncertainty in financial regulation, as US is doing. So protectionism is basically they are moving toward the closed economies. Deglobalization, that is called. Financial organization must adopt divergent regulation arising from local and the global need. Yes, as we did आपका with IFSCA. Data processing and governance are becoming more relevant, आपका not the less relevant. Compliance challenges now require the support of advanced technology like big data and others. 100% true. So 235 means आपका option B will be right answer for this particular question. Very good guys, awesome. चलो अगला. Regulatory expectations and operational trend in financial institutions. Okay, so first statement, financial institutions must integrate operational risk, continuity planning, concentration risk to build operational resilience. 100% true. Climate change, pollutions, and employee health are emerging as important risk factor. 100% true. Right. Easing of capital and liquidity implies आपका strengthening the risk management standard, not the weakening. So this is wrong. Compliance function must address risk associated with technological adoption, such as आपका AI और आपका cloud computing and all. Ethical business conduct now require focus on fair treatments, incentive plans, and third-party oversight. 100% true. 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5 means option C will be right answer for this. Very good. बहुत बढ़िया करें guys. आपका only the statement was wrong. This capital adequacy and this require easing in some jurisdiction. Weaker this one. Governance and regulation will be continue. Next one. Risk management in bank and identify the correct one. Risk management and identification. You have to identify the correct statement about the risk management. Risk management, you guys have expertise from BFM subject, तो ये बिल्कुल भी challenging नहीं होगा. Okay, so first statement, compliance function is treated as an outsource. No, okay. So first of all, it is in-house. The bank must establish a risk-based annual compliance program overseen by the head of compliance. The third one is due diligence involved demonstrating the system are operational, effective, and result oriented. Fourth one is operational risk include a legal risk but exclude the reputational and strategic as per BCBS. The fifth one is compliance function is responsible for monitoring ethical standard including viewing the code of conduct. Yes. Sixth one is compliance department must assist committee by the conducting due diligence on project sponsors and borrowing clients. Yes. Seventh, compliance risk related to new business. आपका it is not introduction, it is at the time of development in the trend analysis or it should be preventive, right? तो आपका 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 means option A should be right answer for this particular one. Correct है? ठीक है, not C. So बहुत सर कहीं पे गड़बड़ हो रहा है. चलो, so A आपका the only statement wrong was this और आपका first it is internal function and it is आपका identify before the introduction of new product and practices are not just after the launch, right? चलो बहुत बढ़िया guys. Next one. कौन सा टाइप का रिस्क है यहाँ पे गाइज? व्हाट विल बी योर करेक्ट आंसर? इट इज आपका क्रेडिट रिस्क. क्रेडिट रिस्क है ना, ठीक है. कस्टमर साइन फाइनेंशियल इनस्टेबिलिटी, देयर फाइनेंशियल वर्थ, आपका हेल्थ इज कमिंग डाउन, ठीक है. इंक्रीजिंग लाइक्लीहुड टू बैंक टू नॉट कवर द प्रिंसिपल और इंटरेस्ट अमाउंट, ठीक है. तो ऑप्शन बी विल बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस वन. ओके मैम, आई विल कम टू हाउ इज ऑप्शन 6, ठीक है. अदर पीपल गो थ्रू दिस. 6 was हाँ, तो क्या था आपका 6? कंप्लाइंस डिपार्टमेंट मस्ट असिस्ट कमेटी विद कंडक्टिंग ड्यू डिलिजेंस आपका ऑन प्रोजेक्ट स्पॉन्सर्ड एंड बोरोवर क्लाइंट. सो इट इज समथिंग which is kind of a which is related to the kind of, we can say, the kind of a cross check. Due diligence is basically the KYC, then we do due diligence, and compliance is doing some sort of due diligence in case of the point mentioned in your option 6 आपका. झांसी मैम. जैसे ड्यू डिलिजेंस में what we do, we generally cross verify things and everything here. So similarly here also we have this one, right? Okay, option B you guys are suggesting, everyone. Chalo, let's go through this one. So liquidity risk, everyone is saying option B. Now Gauri ma'am is saying option A. Let's see. Liquidity risk arises when there is a large timing gap between cash flow and fund flow. This is very simple and true. Operation department is responsible for monitoring the overall cash flow and this. It is आपका, it is by the risk management department, ठीक है. The inspection department conduct internal audit to prevent operational problems across the true है. System risk is treated solely as technological issue managed by only IT teams. No, it should not be right. So it is आपका bank wise. Next one, not like other employees are also responsible how to use those system and others. So they should also participate in risk management. The bank is install multiple telecommunication line and backup computer centers to manage this. Yes. So 135 option A should be right answer for this one. Guys, why? Acha, okay, that was for previous question, sorry. So option A आपका false. Liquidity risk and cash flow are managed by risk management department, not operational departments, and system risk is managed as a part of the unified bank-wide management, and this is the one. Okay, next one guys. So compliance matrix is here. Compliance risk assessment in bank table याद है? So compliance risk score assessed in a scale of 1 to 10, where a score 3.1 to 5 in the bank meet requirements आपका, ठीक है. The another one is compliance risk assessment activity wise should be conducted at least once in 3 years. ठीक है, तो ये तो गलत लग रहा है, ठीक है. इट इज़ आपका once in a year, every years आपका basically every years. तो this is wrong, this is true. Third one is compliance is shared responsibility between the business unit and the compliance function. Yes, 1 in 3 means option B will be right answer for this, not D. B आपका, D was no. This is ma'am compliance risk assessment activity wise it is आपका yearly basis. Next one guys, वही था ना आंसर. यस, हाँ, दिस इज इनकरेक्ट. इट इज़ वाइज मस्ट बी कंडक्टेड एट लीस्ट इन अ ईयर, ठीक है. Next one. Consider the following statement regarding effective compliance audit program in bank and identify the correct one. Easy again. So, effective audit program should cover all applicable regulation and guidance without any gap. True है. Second, acceptable to audit. To skip transaction testing is must आपका. We cannot skip. The third one, audit expectation effectively to senior management is a key to audit programming. The fourth one is changes in bank risk profile since the last audit should influence the current आपका compliance audit क्या क्या changes आए and others, right? Documenting the resolution of audit observation not carried to the audit reports is necessary. Documenting the resolution of audit observation not carried to the audit report is necessary. Yes. So 135 means option A should be right answer for this particular one. Who raised the hand, guys? I'll take your call if you are there. कॉल करके भाग जाते हैं आप लोग. हाँ, चलो next one, guys. Next one. Reporting framework and monitoring compliance. ठीक है, तो वन इज रॉन्ग, फोर्थ वन इज रॉन्ग, फिफ्थ वन कंप्लाइंस डिपार्टमेंट सेलेक्ट ब्रीचेस branches in department were test in this, yeah, also true. ठीक है, तो 235 means how come one is wrong आपका. It is monthly. हाँ, as per the prescribed guidelines it is monthly. Sorry, if you are going with this one, so this is monthly. हाँ, please do remember this. So कहाँ गया आपका overseas branches submit certificate on monthly, not on quarterly basis. The another one is all right. Apart from this, breaches can also reported through the visit, surveys, observation, not only by the audits, or we do not have to wait till the audit time in others. ठीक है, चलो next one, guys. Next one, inspections and audit. क्या होगा करेक्ट आंसर? सो RBI conduct inspections on a bank when they are in doubtful in nature. ठीक है, तो it is something related to immediate. Audit is kind of a regular process आपका, so we can आपका like we can check the loophole areas and others that generally comes under this one, right? Next one, audit is specifically conducted to detect fraud and आपका financial irregularities. Detect fraud and finance. हाँ, it should come under the forensic audit is something आपका which we basically we are doing आपका audits where we are using all these particular documents in the future purposes. ठीक है, we are doing some sort of forensic research, जैसे होता है ना, we are checking the evidences in everything आपका, and we are keeping those particular one whenever we file any case, so we can go with those areas. ठीक है, next one. Okay, so compliance culture and GRC framework. All right, so now next one is आपका compliance, GRC, benefit and whistleblower policy components and आपका reasons. Okay, so guys, just allow me 5 minutes. I have to fill my water, and just allow me 5 minutes and we'll continue this one. ठीक है, you guys have dinner. I'll take my dinner also. साथ में साथ मैं आपका अरेंज कर लेता हूँ. तब तक आप लोग you can just read it out. हाँ, just allow me 5 minutes. I'll fill the plate and then we'll start this one. All right. Okay guys, so next one आपका thank you so much. चलो for the wait. Now next one, compliance culture and GRC framework. So it is about आपका create compliance culture across the organization. Then we have governance, risk and compliances, GRC. Then we have benefit of integrated आपका, ठीक है, basically all these functions are interrelated or kind of, so that's why we have आपका GRC or integrated GRC. Whistleblower policy or protections. Then we have component and आपका reason for this one, ठीक है. So again the fundamental areas just that you have to go, and the GRC is Indian banking scenario, and we have GRC, हाँ, so governance, compliance and this. तो basically single source of truth, early आपका duplication avoidance and आपका real time visibility, ठीक है. These are the kind of the areas where we can work with the integration of this particular one. Then the next one is your whistleblower protection is again very important area, ठीक है. So now the very first question, चलो let's start the discussion with the questions आपका first. The first question on your screen guys. Lunch dinner हो गया ना आप लोगों का? I hope everyone is done with the dinner. Okay, so what you guys are suggesting? So both sir is saying option A should be right answer for this one. The first statement आपका wrong. Compliance culture only require adherence to external laws, and this we have practiced many times now. Senior management must visibly embrace the change compliance, linking आपका hiring, training, everything, ठीक है. Third one, compliance culture foster fair practices, manage conflict of interest, आपका deliver efficient customer services. Tick box attitude that focus only on the letter of law and ignore the spirit of regulation is indicative of a strong compliance. No, it is not an indicative of strong compliance. It is a basically you are doing some sort of adherence of laws, and that's it, okay. Quantitative is there, not qualitative is not there. Fifth one is poor compliance culture can result penalties, regulation and others. Sixth one is compliance culture is it is measurable and it is influenced by the management decision. Seventh is आपका misconduct should be used to educate employees, and when we are doing compliance training, yes. So 2357 means option A will be right answer for this particular question. Very good. Next one. Section of Banking Regulation Act 1949 can impose penalties on bank for deficiencies in regulatory compliances. कौन सा section है आपका? 46 2 46 4 46, हाँ, 46 and 51 both are there. 46 2. Okay, this I have to check. Anyone? 46 and 51 both, but this subsection we have to check. Okay, let's check this one. C. Option C is the right answer for this one. RBI authority to impose penalties on the bank for non-compliance with regulatory requirements is derived from section 46 subsection 4 subsection I, 51 subsection 1 of BR Act 1949. These provisions empower RBI to take action when bank fail this particular. Please do remember this one, huh? So some आपका like that can be asked for a half marks question. Next one. When did RBI first introduce the system of designating a compliance officer? बताइए कब से शुरू हुआ compliance officer का designation and all? (1992) August, 100% true. Very good. So RBI introduced designation of compliance officer in bank in 1992 based on the recommendations by the Committee on Frauds and Malpractices, which is headed by, which is also known as घोष कमेटी आपका. ठीक है, चलो next one. Compliance culture in Indian bank are correct. Compliance culture in Indian banks are correct. सिर्फ शब्दों से नहीं होगा तो statement 2 is wrong. 1 is true. Third one is yes, independent, sufficient authority and direct access to board. Compliance program should be a strict checklist. No. Actions are more important. Preventive compliance involve assessing bank activities before they occur. Yes. So 135 means option A will be right answer for this one. So strong compliance culture cannot exist if senior management only pay lip services. Fourth one is आपका compliance program should be a living program, tested and modified, not the static one. Next one, governance, risk and compliance GRC framework are correct. The statement about the GRC framework are correct. ठीक है, तो what you suggest guys in this case? तो फर्स्ट GRC initiative managed in silos, no. ठीक है, it should be in open areas. Like we need kind of a system approach, interconnectedness and a proper synergy and coordination. So that makes statement 1 wrong. Governance involve oversight, role and processes by which companies manage and mitigate business risk. Increased stakeholder activism and regulatory scrutiny have led greater focus on governance issues by corporate boards like SEBI or the recommendations of SEBI or guidelines. Parallel compliance and risk initiative often lead to duplications of efforts and increased cost आपका cost to the organization. If we have parallel, like we are running both simultaneously, different आपका like we are running compliance also this. So this should be आपका wrong. ठीक है, sorry, true. The governance process include modules such as compliance policy and this आपका, that is true. So 2, 3, 4, 5 means option B will be right answer for this particular question. Very good guys. Next one. Managing governance risk compliance initiative in silos, एकांत में आपका why do many organization end up managing governance risk and compliance silo? मतलब डिफरेंटली आपका गवर्नेंस अलग से, रिस्क अलग से, कंप्लाइंस अलग से, इंस्टेड ऑफ हैविंग आपका इंटीग्रेटेड अप्रोच, तो क्या होगा आपका what he suggests out of 4, because of the prefer using single software solution, नहीं ये आपका इंटीग्रेशन होगा, बिकॉज ऑफ इंटीग्रेटेड ये तो है नहीं, बिकॉज ऑफ रेगुलेटर रिक्वायर्ड सेपरेट सिस्टम, नो। फोर्थ वन आपका डी, नहीं ऐसा है नहीं, बिकॉज रेगुलेशन रिक्वायर्ड सेपरेट सिस्टम फॉर ईच इनिशिएटिव, डू वी हैव एनी ऐसा, आई गेस वी डू नॉट हैव, द ओनली द टेक्टिकल सॉफ्टवेयर सेलेक्शन made without considering the broader requirements. First three तो आपका नहीं बैठ रहे इसमें, I just first check the answer, yes. Many organizations choose software solution tactically for individual governance, risk and आपका this. Basically we are using आपका different softwares or the tools to manage आपका all the areas differently, wider organization needs. So this result in separate आपका systems rather than that, ठीक है. तो that's why option D is the right answer for this particular one. Very good. हाँ, next one guys, whistleblower protection policy are true. ठीक है, सो दिस इज देयर, these two are correct, तो option B will be right answer for this particular one. No, नहीं, ये explanation belongs to some other one. हाँ sorry, this options came from some other question I guess. This is आपका not related to this. B will be right answer for this one, ठीक है. There is no monetary compensation आपका in all the cases. Sometime some companies or sometime government they come up with some sort of schemes and all, but it is आपका not all the time, हाँ. So this is wrong. Next one. Whistleblower policy and legal provision in India. फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज रॉन्ग, हाँ. देर आर मैनी एरियाज आपका जहाँ पे अभी भी ये मिसिंग है, ठीक है. तो फर्स्ट वन शुड बी रॉन्ग. सेक्शन 210 ऑफ कंपनीज एक्ट 13 अलाउ सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट टू ऑर्डर इन्वेस्टिगेशन इनटू कंपनी अफेयर इन पब्लिक. दिस इज ट्रू. द सीरियस फ्रॉड इन्वेस्टिगेशन ऑफिस FIO is empowered to arrest individual involved in the corporate frauds. Clause 49 of the SEBI listing agreements include requirement for companies to formulate a whistleblower policy. This is also true. All private companies in India mandatorily require to have a whistleblower policy. All private companies. Private company, I guess this is not आपका कि every company is having their whistleblower policy. This should be also wrong. 2, 3, 4 should be right answer for this one. 2, 3, 4. D should be right answer. I'll check this one. हाँ. Not all private companies are required to have whistleblower policy. Only listed companies, मतलब mandatory wise, those accepting public deposit, those borrowing over 50 crores. This is the conditions आपका. And while India has a whistleblower protection act, the legal protection for whistleblower is still considered inadequate and they often face retaliation आपका in many cases. ठीक है. Next one. Consider the following statement regarding the provisions of PIDPI resolution 2004. ये इसके ऊपर ना देर इज वन एंटायर सब टॉपिक इज देयर, सो प्लीज़ बी केयरफुल अबाउट दिस. ये पूछा जा सकता है आपको, ठीक है, एग्जामिनेशंस के अंदर भी. पब्लिक इंटरेस्ट डिस्क्लोजर एंड प्रोटेक्शन टू इन्फॉर्मर्स. पब्लिक इंटरेस्ट डिस्क्लोजर एंड प्रोटेक्शन टू इन्फॉर्मर्स, आपका PIDPI रेजोल्यूशन 2004. ठीक है, पहला स्टेटमेंट, CBC चीफ विजिलेंस कमिश्नर में इनिशिएट एक्शन अगेंस्ट एनोनिमस, नो, अगेंस्ट एनोनिमस कंप्लेंट आपका वी कैन नॉट इनिशिएट आपका एक्शंस. दिस वी हैव डिस्कस इन आवर प्रीवियस क्लास ऑल्सो. A whistleblower feel victimized, they may approach to designated agency for the redressal. Yes, CBC may direct the CBI or police to investigate whistleblower complaints. Yes, आपका ministries and department are required to send PIDPI complaint to the commission. Ministries and department are required to send report to PIDPI complaint to the commission. ये सही है आपका. हाँ, दिस शुड बी आप चीफ विजिलेंस ऑफिसर के पास ये जाना चाहिए. इन दैट केस द विसल ब्लोअर प्रोटेक्शन 11 हैज़ ऑलरेडी कम इन टू फोर्स. नो, दिस इज रॉन्ग ना. स्टेटमेंट 6 इज आपका just a minute, huh? नो, हाँ, दिस इज आपका दिस इज नॉट येट इम्प्लीमेंटेड. हाँ, ये डी में आप लोगों ने गड़बड़ किया है आपका, ठीक है. येस, हाँ, दिस इज रॉन्ग. तो 1345 आई वॉज डाउटफुल अबाउट दिस. 2014 आपका 2014 था वैसे भी ये, ठीक है, 2014 एंड इवन इट इज़ नॉट आपका इन्फोर्स्ड. 1345 ए शुड बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस वन. दिस इज इवन 2000, देन वी आपका फ्रेम दिस इन 2014, बट इवन इट इज़ नॉट कम इन टू फोर्स आपका. So Whistleblower Protection Act 14 is not fully enforced in India because the government has not yet appointed a date for its provision to come into effect. The act require amendment to address concern about disclosures impacting national security and sovereignty before it can be brought into force. So the new bill which was 14, देन आपका 2015, बट इट इज़ स्टिल आपका इन लैप्स, ठीक है. तो अभी तक ये आपका नहीं आता है. अब जो द करेंट गाइडलाइंस विच आर जनरली हैंडल्ड थ्रू द कंपनीज एक्ट 2013 ओनली, ठीक है. सो 2013 ओनली करेक्ट है. ऑलराइट, प्लीज डू रिमेंबर दिस वन गाइज. नेक्स्ट वन, according to the Corporate Governance Code in India, to whom should whistleblower have direct access when reporting serious misconduct by senior management? हाँ गौरव सर, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, आज ही एक्सप्लोर कर रहे हो क्या गौरव सर, एडमिट कार्ड आने के बाद? सो आपका किसके केस में है? कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस। एक बार मेरे को कॉल करना गौरव सर, कल एक बार कॉल कीजिएगा, ठीक है? आपका ट्राई वेन एवर यू फ्री ना, सो आई विल हेल्प यू आउट कि कहाँ से कैसे शुरू करें करके, इफ़ यू आर स्टार्टिंग नाउ ओनली, राइट? सो the corporate governance code in India, that is part of आपका chairman of audit committee. So the corporate governance code in India mandate the whistleblower must have a direct access to chairman of audit committee to report the misconduct and all. ठीक है गौरव सर, जस्ट लाइक टुमारो आई विल बी फ्री मॉर्निंग आपका, ठीक है, 9, 10, 11 एनी टाइम, और जस्ट डू पिंग मी ऑन व्हाट्सएप, सो आई विल कॉल यू बैक सर. हाँ आई सॉ योर मैसेज कि एडमिट कार्ड आ गया है, बट अब क्या करें, कोई दिक्कत नहीं सर, ठीक है? सो आई ट्राई माई बेस्ट टू हेल्प यू आउट. नेक्स्ट वन गाइज, नेक्स्ट वन. Which factor contribute non-compliance because people cannot comply if do not know what is required? तो ये क्या होगा आपका? Procedural injustice, failure of understand law, deferent failure, no. C should be right answer, ठीक है? C should be right answer in that particular case, ठीक है? Because we won't be able to understand the laws itself, right? चलो अगला, yes, now next one, compliance function and chief compliance officer in NBFC. See, ये यूनिट पे ना ज़्यादा फोकस नहीं है, मतलब लाइक द एरियाज व्हाट आई कैन सजेस्ट इन दिस केस. एक तो ये स्केल बेस्ड क्लासिफिकेशन, इफ़ यू हैव गिवन आपका INIFS एग्जाम रिसेंटली मीन्स JIB, तो दिस विल बी आपका ईजी पार्ट बिकॉज there was one unit around this. Otherwise please go through that, आपका base layer, upper layer, middle layer सब कुछ, ठीक है? Transition path from base to आपका middle या middle to upper, ठीक है? Then this is something, compliances or the role of compliances, it is 100% aligned with the banking areas and all, ठीक है? So this was the first part आपका which I was talking, RBI scale based regulation SBR framework for the NBFC, ठीक है? So where we have 4 categories, ठीक है? So base layer, then we have middle layer, upper layer, and this can be asked for one आपका one. The areas आपका carrying specific activities, activity based classification here. Then we have regulatory changes under the SBR for NBFC's capital guidelines and this portion, ठीक है? तो ये थोड़ा सा important है. Then when it comes to the areas, potential guidelines, concentration or the net owned funds and others, so limits the previous one or the revised one, overall the same, but now they are directly linked with their आपका tier 1 capital with a straightforward limit 25 and 40%. And apart from this, transition path is another one, so NBFC upper layer, if they are entering in this one, so the requirements for this one, and आपका the framework, it should be middle layer also somewhere, ठीक है? So middle layer also the part of that particular one. CCO functions are 100% aligned with the bank one, तो यहाँ पे ज़्यादा बिल्कुल भी आपको टेंशन नहीं होएगा, ठीक है? So I have added all these particular, just go through whenever while you revise with this particular PDF. Now yes, चलो तो first question guys, first question. Okay Gaurav sir, just a minute, I'll type it here. इतने मैं आपको नंबर शेयर किया होगा वैसे सर चैट में, नहीं तो ये है, और आपको तो बहुत पहले कॉल कर लेना चाहिए था, ठीक है? नो वरीज, जस्ट व्हेनेवर यू गेट टाइम जस्ट डू पिंग मी. सर नीरज सर आपका दैट इज अबाउट मार्क्स वाइज इट इज 20 to 22, 2022 2022, so 20 से 22 मार्क्स, 22 मार्क्स क्वेश्चंस मार्क्स वाइज आई एम टेलिंग. हाँ तो श्री Finance Private Limited, a non-deposit NBFC with asset size of 1200 crores. It engages in core investment activities and has been operating for the past 10 years. Recently, RBI assessed Sri Finance आपका interconnectedness, आपका credit exposures and governance standards. The company has not been designated as systematically risky in prior years. A sister concern, आपका Zero Fin Limited is a P2P lending NBFC with an asset size of 100 crores and no public fund exposure. Which of the following statement is correct in this particular context? तो क्या है आपका? First, Sri Finance can be included in upper layer based on the supervisory judgment and scoring methodology. This can be, हो सकता है, ठीक है, अपर लेयर में जा सकता है ना, कोई इशू तो नहीं है इसमें. आपका 10 years and recently RBI's आपका finance interconnectedness, credit exposures and governance. The company has not been assigned a systematically risky, so they can approach for the upper layer. The first statement is आपका true. Second, zero finance will fall under the base layer as it is, first of all it should be non-deposit taking and the asset size should be less than 1000 crore. ठीक है, बिल्कुल सही है. ठीक है, its activity and asset size, activity and asset size base आपका it can be in base layer. ठीक है, only NBFC with asset size of more than 5000 crores are eligible for this one. For upper layer we do not have, this is not the only classification. For upper layer, the classification when we come to the your this upper layer, आपका the NBFC 10 top, देखो सी top 10 NBFC excluding top 10 already designated and identified by the RBI using scoring method. Criteria asset size is 50,000 plus quantitative 70% weight and others. तो हमारे केस में क्या है सिचुएशन? Only NBFC asset size with above 5000 crores are eligible for upper layer. 1 hour. So हाँ, तो that means this is 50,000. हाँ, तो asset size above 50,000 crore is the eligible. So first of all it is 50,000 crores and there are other guidelines also, so this should be wrong. The next one is top 10 asset size automatically classified under आपका, they are part of this one. The next one is Sri Finance can be moved top layers if RBI perceive it is posing significant systematic risk. Sri Finance आपका can move to the top layers अगर risk area will be there ना. So this should be right. The option 1 is not correct. हाँ, option 1 is fine ना मैम, स्नेहा मैम. Option 1 is true. Finance आपका श्री included in upper layers and supervisory judgment if scoring methodology. तो 1 2 4 5 होना चाहिए ना. We do not have 1 2 4. अच्छा, we do have. D should be right answer then in this case. Subodh sir is also saying D. So third statement, there is no fixed asset side threshold like 5000 crores for upper like we do have. First of all this is also wrong. It should be आपका more than 50,000 crores and all. It's been the exposure. अच्छा, okay, it is not about the asset size, it is आपका exposure of 50,000 crores and others. Upper layer asset size is more than 50,000 crores. Just a minute, that was exposure ma'am. That was exposure, we missed something I guess. Just a minute. हाँ, तो बेस लेयर आपका लोएस्ट रिस्क दिस, मिडिल लेयर आपका स्लाइटली रिस्की, ऑल डिपॉजिट टेकिंग NBFC, नॉन डिपॉजिट विद एसेट साइज. ओके, इट इज लिंक विद द एसेट साइज. हाँ, नॉट एक्सपोजर, इट इज लिंक विद द एसेट साइज. देन फर्स्ट वन also should be wrong. What was the first statement then? Sri Finance can be included in the upper layer on supervisory judgment for scoring this. Just a minute. हाँ, again I have to come back. It is where we are going wrong. कुछ तो मिस कर रहे हैं. हाँ, इट शुड बी मिडिल लेयर देन, हाँ इट शुड बी मिडिल लेयर, बिल्कुल करेक्ट है आपका। तो स्टेटमेंट वन विल बी ऑल्सो रॉन्ग बिकॉज इट इज़ 1200 करोड़, सो इट इज़ नॉट आपका अपर लेयर, इफ इट शुड बी आपका मिडिल लेयर, राइट। सो इट शुड बी मिडिल लेयर बिकॉज इट इज़ मोर देन 1000 करोड़। करेक्ट, हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, गॉट इट मैम, ठीक है। तो फर्स्ट वन ऑल्सो इज द इनकरेक्ट आपका। तो 245 मीन्स ऑप्शन सी शुड बी राइट आंसर। मिडिल लेयर इज दैट एसेट साइज इज आपका मोर देन 1000 करोड़ एंड दिस इज आपका एरिया, ठीक है। स्नेहा मैम यही था ना, और हमने कोई कुछ मिस किया इसमें? तो श्री फाइनेंस बिकॉज देयर एसेट साइज इज आपका मोर देन 1000 करोड़, सो इट कैन बी पार्ट ऑफ मिडिल लेयर। एंड the another one is आपका, the next one is base layer, this is true, base layer categorization. Third one is आपका 50,000 crores and above, and the fourth one is आपका NBFC is automatically classified upper layers, top 10 that is also, हाँ ठीक है, यही आपका गड़बड़ पॉइंट है, otherwise all are fine in this particular one. So this is also incorrect because it should be आपका more than, it is not आपका this, it is मिडिल लेयर, ठीक है, नॉट द अपर लेयर। नेक्स्ट वन गाइस, कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट स्केल बेस्ड रेगुलेटरी फ्रेमवर्क फॉर NBFCs deposit taking in CIC classified either middle layer or upper layer but not never in base layer, ठीक है, फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट। सेकेंड स्टेटमेंट आपका मिनिमम नेट ओन फंड्स रिक्वायरमेंट फॉर NBFC AA is more than 10 crores. Account aggregators. Minimum net own funds for required for NBFC account aggregator is 10 crores from this. Account aggregators NBFCs, chalo, this we have to check, huh? This is the NPA classification norms 90 days overall, this is true, ठीक है। तो 1 and 3 are 100% true, but this second statement we need to check. तो second statement is wrong. Net own funds requirements for NBFC account aggregator remain 2 crores आपका, ठीक है, it is remain 2 crores, not आपका 10 crores. 10 crore requirement is applied to NBFC, ICC, MFI and others आपका with effective from this date. तो yes, हाँ 1 and 3 is the right answer, this is wrong, it is आपका they remain with the 2 crores only. Next one guys, under SBR framework which additional requirements is applicable specifically to NBFCs in upper layers? तो क्या होगा आपका CET1 का 9% ऑफ रिस्क वेट एसेट कैपिटल, ठीक है। तो ऑप्शन बी शुड बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर वन, ठीक है। सो रिस्क वेट एसेट दे हैव टू मेंटेन दिस। Under the revised guidelines, what is the maximum total exposure limit that NBFC ML or NBFC UL can have toward the single group of the borrowers parties and percentage of tier 1 capital? कितना था? 40%, right? If I remember this one. पहले हमारा क्या होता था, अर्लियर इट वॉज आपका 25% एंड आपका 25% और 40% सिंगल, हाँ दिस इज समथिंग ना, देर वॉज सम चेंजेस आपका, दिस इज रिलेटेड टू चेंज ओनली, सो इट शुड बी आपका 40%। अर्लियर इट वॉज 25% फॉर सिंगल एंड ग्रुप आपका 40%। एज पर द रिवाइज प्रूडेंशियल guidelines SBR, the total exposure limit merged lending and investment for a single group of borrowers or parties is 40% of tier 1 capital, previously 25% of lending and 25% of investment आपका, ठीक है। तो but now it is merged and linked to a tier 1 capital of 40%. Please do remember this one also guys. Next one, Consider the following statement regarding the requirement of NBFC under the SBR framework. So MLBN. So NBFC base layer must constitute risk management committee, which may function at a board or executive level. This should be true. Last time we got confused around this one, na, कि they should not have. This is आपका we did the clarification here. NBFC ML and UL must appoint CCO, which define role and responsibilities. Third one, independent director can serve as a board up to 5 years आपका ठीक है. It is not 5 years. कितना साल था? 3 years आपका ठीक है. As for the bank also. Then whistleblower protection mechanism is mandatory for only for NBFC. This it should be for आपका all NBFCs. So this is wrong. Okay, there are two statement क्या 5 3 आपका 5. अच्छा, this should be fourth one, right? Fourth statement is missing from this one. Convenient audit qualification of their fourth statement is missing from this one. So if disclosure regarding the convent and audit qualification in annual stating this, मतलब this is आपका must. ठीक है. Fourth one is regarding the disclosure regarding the convents and audit qualifications in the annual reports should be must आपका. Yes, हाँ. The independent director can serve as both. Okay, हाँ. It is about the board of board. Independent directors can serve on the board up to 5 years. That is also, I guess, 3 years only. ठीक है. हाँ, this is also 3 years आपका. The tenures is 3 years for. अच्छा, that was for CCO, not for this one. And when it comes to independent directors, so it is board of 3 आपका. And this is आपका the disclosure regarding these one is also required. ठीक है. This is wrong. This is right. Whistleblower mechanism is applicable to all. NBFC with 10 or more branches must adopt core banking solution within 3 years. This is also true आपका. The next one is NBFC UL must report to supervisors if independent director resign or remove before the completing their आपका terms. This is also true, right? अब बताओ सही आंसर क्या है इसमें से. 1 2 4 6 7 ना. तो what you guys suggesting? C for this one only. 1 2 हाँ. First I have to check the fourth statement. Disclosure related to breaches of convents and audit qualification must be included in financial report आपका. ठीक है. That is true. ठीक है. The another one is the second one is आपका this is की related कि they can be member of how many board of other related NBFCs and others. ठीक है. So it is not 5, it is 3 आपका. ठीक है. Yes. Sachin sir got it. The third, fifth one is it is applicable to all, and this is we have discussed. Next one. So once an NBFC advised by the bank by the RBI about the classification of NBFC UL, within what time frame must approve board policy and implementation plan? 3 months. Yes, it is 3 months आपका. ये question same तो नहीं है ना. Like I have changed the question, but these are not the same question ना. Next one. Fully adhered to the regulatory stipulation applicable to NBFC UL after classification. What maximum time allow? Fully adhered to the regulatory stipulation applicable to NBFC UL classification. 24 months, 24 months? No, it is 24 months, I guess. Fully adhere to regulatory stipulation. NBFC. It is 24 months, not आपका 12 months. It should be 24 months. Let's check. हाँ. So UL आपका upper layer must ensure all compliances with enhanced regulatory stipulation within 24 months from the date of classification by the RBI. The initial 3 months planning period is included in these 24 months also, right? Next one. Consider the following statement about the compliance function and the role of CCO in NBFC of upper layer and middle layer. A role of CCO. The compliance function is responsible for ensuring strict observation of statutory and regulatory requirement including customer fairness conflict. This true है. CCO is required to be a member of new product committee. True है. अभी आपको ऐसा लगेगा कि रिपीट हो रहा है क्योंकि this is we have discussed earlier also with bank. आपका senior management responsible for submitting annual review to compliance risk to the board of committee. Compliance function only handle RBI regulation, not concerned with compliances related to other regulators. No. Compliance failures communicated promptly. Thus true. आपका ठीक है. 1 2 3 5 1 2 3 5 means आपका option B will be right answer for this particular question. आसान है. Next one guys. Consider the following statement related to compliance framework for NBFC. At least once in 2 years आपका first statement similar to bank also, so it is means at least in 1 year. ठीक है. So बैंक के अंदर भी और यहाँ पे भी. Next one, CCO must not hold any business related role to avoid conflict of interest. आपका true है. Third statement, CCO can report directly to business. No, that is not आपका related business. This NBFC is required to conduct annual compliance risk assessment covering major regulatory guidelines and compliance failures. Compliance function authority include access to all records necessary. This true है. तो 245 means option C should be right answer for this particular question. Correct है. चलो next one guys. Okay, fraud and vigilance in bank. ठीक है. So fraud and vigilance in bank आपका. ठीक है. So basically basic definition of fraud and forgery. Areas in which fraud are committed. Banking and cyber fraud. Fraud reporting and monitoring system. Vigilance function. RBI guidelines for private and foreign banks regarding the fraud आपका. ठीक है. तो definition of fraud section 17 of Indian Contract Act and when it comes to forgery, so legal definition under section 463 of IPC 1860 आपका. ठीक है. So this is आपका ये definition का clarity होना is bit important because this will help you. Like the suggestion as a fact of that which is not true by one does not believe it is true. Active आपका concealment of the fact one having knowledge or belief. Promise to made without any intention of performing and fitted to a device. And we have any such act or omission as the law specially declared to be fraudulent. With forgery cause damage or injury आपका support by any claim or title आपका cause any person to part with property, enter into new express sorry enter into any express and implied contract and commit fraud, that is the areas. ठीक है, तो basically how this overall fraud things is defined under the different or the various laws itself. Areas of fraud in bank, so we can have deposit, आपका fake deposit and others with the other names and all. Then advances areas also, ठीक है, diversion. Then we have transactional areas, so and mobile bank including mobile banking. Identity theft आपका also very major concern. Common method of use of cyber criminals to steal identity, that is also part of this one, ठीक है. Then common present day cyber crimes, there are some areas. So please do go through all these particular one before you start आपका revision for the unit itself. ठीक है. So अब आते हैं हम लोग अपने आपका कहाँ गया, this is type of vigilance. हाँ, this is also get asked many time. Preventive, आपका detective and punitive, right? Then chief vigilance officer, this is again जैसे हमारे CCO थे वैसे ही CVO, that is also, and their function also is equally important. Then आपका the next one, okay, चलो तो let's start with the practice first, guys. Kamal sir, you can get from the app, huh? ठीक है, तो it will be considered as fraud done by Mr. A because he know about that one and did not disclose that one, right? तो Mr. A conducted amount of fraud under all three, आपका Indian Contract Act, आपका Companies Act and IPC itself, right? तो सभी के situations are mentioned here, right? Very good. Next one. तो क्या होगा, फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट, आरबीआई हैज़ नो एक्सप्लिसिट डेफिनेशन ऑफ द फ्रॉड, दे रेफर द आईपीसी. सेकेंड वन, फ्रॉड include misappropriation, criminal breach of trust, fraud and encashment through the force instrument and all. Cases of negligence and cash shortage are always reported as fraud regardless of no. Yeah, आपको it should be wrong. ठीक है. The next one is irregularities in foreign exchange transaction are considered fraud only when suspected and proven intentions of cheat. Cash shortage आपका 5,000 detect by the management or auditors even without suspension of fraud must be reported as fraud. Cash shortage exceeding 5,000 and all. ठीक है. What do you suggest about this statement? हाँ, this is आपका, this is something cash shortage exceeding 5,000 detected by management or auditors even without suspicion of the fraud, it can be categorized as fraud आपका, ठीक है. We are not targeting any person आपका, but if there is something missing, so there is a signage of fraud आपका, ठीक है. It should be. क्या कहते हो दोस्तों? ओके दोस्त लोग सब लोग कह रहे हैं आपका ऑप्शन ए. ओके, आई विल चेक दिस वन. हाँ, फर्स्ट cash shortage exceeding 5,000 detected by management or auditors must be reported as fraud even if there is no suspension in others, ठीक है. So as per the guidelines itself it is true. So option C आपका this is a right statement, ठीक है. Though we are not having instant allegation on any person, that will be part of an inquiry, right? So but it is a case of fraud आपका, ठीक है, at the time of audit and all. So option C will be right answer for this particular question. Next one. हाँ, it is आपका clear cut. So option A, not A, आपका B will be right answer. So sir, it's a case of forgery आपका, ठीक है. So what he is generally trying to do, आपका trying to create आपका false records with intent to defraud. So that is the main आपका the core definition of your forgery itself. Next one. BRBL, you will get a better insight for आपका these different act also. In BRBL also, I hope you guys seen these things. Fraudulent document in public deposit accounts often involve altering documents or approving incorrect information knowingly, especially in account of Lex KYC processes and all. Bank employees sometimes keep original fixed deposit receipt and hand over fake photocopies. Later, misuse original grant fictitious loan and others. This is also true. Third, a common advance fraud by the borrowers is felicitation of the documents. Sorry, falsification of documents such as providing false financial status beyond the limit आपका to get the loan limits and all. Fourth one, identity theft in banking fraud involve a borrower illegally obtaining another person's information. This सारे correct हैं क्या? Fraud in bank mostly limited to outsiders borrowers and fraud in banks mostly limited to, it can be आपका inside outside ना. So 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 this question we have practiced आपका earlier exact आपका, और is there any change in this question? मेरे को ऐसा क्यों लग रहा है कि like there are some questions ना which we have I guess practiced earlier also. Not all, maybe the questions are the definitions are around those particular things and all. चलो देखते हैं कुछ क्वेश्चन और. Okay. So fake a bank has reported several type of fraudulent activities impacting their transactional areas, including check scam, this आपका sim skimming. Based on this आपका okay. Fake corporate or personal check are often used in scheme like check overpayment scam and secret shoppers scams, trapping sellers who accept these bogus check. ठीक है, हमने चेक दे दिया and then आपका we took the product and we flew. ठीक है, that is the case. True है first statement. I guess there should not be any आपका objection with this right answer. SIM swapping fraud involve fraudsters posing as mobile service executive or reactivating victim SIM. On this आपका even today only I got a call कि you are getting so many, we are getting so many complaint, we are speaking from the department of telecom what ठीक है. So that is the case आपका. ठीक है, same. Third one, employee of mobile wallet service provider cannot misuse customer wallet balances because of strict regulatory control and continuous. It can be also आपका, it can be basically skimmed आपका ना, यहाँ पे भी हो सकता है, chances हैं. Debit card skimming is a method where device or cameras are installed at a ATM आपका capture pin and others. Yes. Then we have triangulation or side cloning frauds. ठीक है, कस्टमर अननोइंगली एंटर इनटू दिस वन. यस, तो इजी था वैसे. 1245 1245 मीन्स आपका ऑप्शन बी शुड बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन. करेक्ट है. हाँ, दिस employee of mobile wallet providers can misuse the wallet balance because they are having access or detail of the customer about the customer. Which of the following statement is true regarding the concept of cyber fraud and cyber security threat? तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट आपका distributed denial of service attack aim to overwhelm a system resources, often to distract security teams while आपका other attack occurs. ठीक है, so ऐसा होता है ना, like we got some areas, if you click on that link it will go to the it will give you multiple areas and all. ठीक है, so this is आपका true. Second, social engineering attacks manipulate the psychological to reveal the sensitive data. बिल्कुल सही है. ठीक है, सोशल मीडिया पे जो स्कैम्स होते हैं. द थर्ड वन इज मैन इन मिडिल अटैक. आपका इंटरसेप्ट कम्युनिकेशन बिटवीन यूजर एंड सर्वर. आपका दैट इज मैन इन मिडिल अलाउिंग अटैकर टू स्टील द क्रेडेंशियल्स. फोर्थ वन इज malware attacks can install themselves without user consent by exploiting browsers और आपका OS vulnerabilities. बिल्कुल सही. Even when people open those particular, they'll already install themselves. ठीक है. Ransomware attacks encrypt victim data and threaten to publish it unless ransom is paid in bitcoins. Especially they ask in bitcoins. Malwareisting refer to malicious online ad and infect device आपका without clicking also. ठीक है. The password attack rely only on guessing password नहीं, guessing password नहीं, they have social engineering and network आपका, ठीक है, they use that particular one ना कि the person information and around that they run the probabilities and then they get to know they hack the password and all. Advanced persistent threat are usually short term, it should be आपका, they have आपका long term impact, small data and others. Cyber fraudsters are always high tech expert using complex hacking methods. What do you say about the statement 9? It should be true or wrong? 9 is आपका ऑप्शन ही नहीं है कहीं पे, ठीक है, तो ये गलत. साइबर फ्रॉडस्टर्स आर हाई टेक एक्सपर्ट, दे आर नॉलेजेबल एक्चुअली, ठीक है, इफ दे आर डूइंग दीज काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स. यू रिमेंबर दैट वेब सीरीज जामतारा, ठीक है, दो द पर्सन विच आर नॉट पार्ट ऑफ दिस वन, बट हाँ, education wise maybe they are lagging, but they do scamming very nicely, right? Very intelligent, you'll get impressed with them. Hi, here it is also mentioned cyber fraudsters can be non-expert like Jamtara using simpler methods and others. Achha, it is tech expert using complex hacking methods. Okay, हाँ, so it is not always आपका, it is not always, ठीक है, depend on the scam level also, right? So option आपका A is the right answer for this one. Next question, guys. No, ninth one is, it is mentioned, it was Jhansi ma'am, it was mentioned cyber fraudsters आपका they can be, it is mentioned कि always, ठीक है, they can be आपका non expert also, like people those who do scam through the mobile or आपका the normal आपका चोरी ना, so that is like आपका they are not that tech savvy and all, ठीक है. हाँ, that bigger level scams, malware and others, these kind of, or the other related areas which generally comes under this one, so not always आपका, ठीक है. So which of the following statement are correct? अब यहाँ पे black hat hackers are ethical hackers who help vulnerabilities to prevent cyber this. Black hat, white hat, no, it should be आपका wrong, it should be around white hat, ठीक है, मतलब like let's say if government department is having some hackers, they are categorized as white hat hackers, which we are using आपका for the for a right intention and all, ठीक है. Black hat are basically, these are the kind of thieves, this should be wrong, ठीक है. मतलब black hat and white hat, ठीक है, white hat who generally work for a ethical purpose or like especially for government agencies and all, where intention is not to harm, it is आपका to protect. Ransomware spread through phishing emails, infected website and infected USB devices and all. The next one is crypto ransomware, encrypted files and demand ransom, yes. Then आपका next one, identity thefts involve unauthorized use of someone personal and financial information to commit fraud. Clicking link in email is also known as safe way of verifying, नहीं ऐसा नहीं है, ठीक है. तो 2 3 4 means आपका ऑप्शन सी should be right answer for this particular question, ठीक है, करेक्ट है, आसान था ये. चलो नेक्स्ट वन गाइज. हाँ, there are some, a user has created password Shyam @1990. Which of the following statement accurately assess the strength of this particular password? ठीक है, तो बेसिकली व्हेन इट कम्स टू आपका स्ट्रॉन्ग पासवर्ड, ये कितने डिजिट हैं, 8 डिजिट हैं इसमें, 2 आपका 4 5 6 7 8. हाँ, एक तो हमें वी इट इज़ नॉट अलाउड टू यूज़ नेम, इट इज़ नॉट अलाउड टू यूज़ आपका डेट ऑफ बर्थ और अदर्स, ठीक है. सो इट इज़ अ वीक पासवर्ड आपका विच यूज़ द पर्सनल डेट आपका, लाइक द डेट ऑफ बर्थ और नेम एंड अदर्स, दैट इज जनरली पार्ट ऑफ दिस वन, ठीक है. नेक्स्ट वन, मैक्सिमम टाइम अलाउ currently for the reporting payment fraud, to RBI through the electronic data submission portal. कितना है? 7 days. What I can remember this 7. It should be 7 days. 7 calendar days or 7 working days, right? Yes, ठीक है. So maximum period of 7 calendar days from either customer reporting or detection of fraud by the entity itself, right? Next one, who must be consulted before lodging a complaint with CBI in case of fraud? आपका विजिलेंस ऑफिसर, ठीक है, चीफ विजिलेंस ऑफिसर ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, ठीक है. सो ऑप्शन बी विल बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर वन. Next one, which of the following statement regarding the fraud monitoring and reporting system in banks are correct? ये आप लोग बताओ भैया, क्या सीन है इसका. स्टेटमेंट 2, पहला वाला तो सही है, ठीक है. 0.1 million 1 lakh, हाँ, दिस इज फर्स्ट वन इज ट्रू, बट सेकेंड वन, do we require separate quarterly review for fraud? For the quarter ending March, bank are required to conduct a separate quarterly review of fraud of the quarter ending March. मार्च वाले में तो क्योंकि विल बी हैविंग आपका, दिस इज लाइक इन द मार्च विल बी हैविंग आपका एनुअल रिव्यू इटसेल्फ ना, सो दैट शुड इंक्लूड दैट वन. इट शुड बी रॉन्ग एक्चुअली, ठीक है, क्योंकि मार्च वाले में फाइनेंशियल ईयर विल गेट कंप्लीटेड आपका, सो इट शुड बी कवर थ्रू दैट ओनली, राइट. सचिन सर ने बहुत ऑडिट करे हैं, तो सचिन सर इज सेइंग ऑप्शन सी शुड बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस वन. इंफॉर्मेशन ऑन फ्रॉड, सी मीन्स आपका, हाँ बिल्कुल, सी मीन्स 1-3. ओके, इंफॉर्मेशन ऑन फ्रॉड फॉर जून सितंबर दिसंबर क्वार्टर्स मस्ट बी रिव्यूड बाय द ऑडिट कमेटी इन द मंथ फॉलोड ईच. आपका एनुअल रिव्यू ऑफ द फ्रॉड शुड बी प्लेस ऑन द आपका फ्रंट ऑफ बोर्ड एंड अदर्स. बैंक must ensure the fraud are analyzed for a system weakness and assess the staff accountability. तो 1, 3, 4, 5, हाँ बिल्कुल, C only should be right answer for this one. So it is no separate is required because it is a आपका year end, financial year end आपका, so that can be completed through the with the आपका final reviews and all, right. चलो next one, special committee of board for monitoring and follow up of funds are correct. Special committee, they do have some amount limit आपका 10 lakh or 10 million something, right. Just a minute, I'll check. You go through this other statement, I'll check this one. हाँ 1 crore आपका, ठीक है, they have 1 crore or 10 million, ठीक है. So 1 crore, that is the applicable case that make this statement wrong. Second statement, two member from board excluding the RBI nominee. Third one आपका, this required to meet only on a quarterly basis as per the RBI guidelines. There should not be any limitation regarding the meeting. It should be linked to with these particular cases. Whenever we get any cases, they need to meet, right? One of the function of SCBF is to ensure staff accountability is examined and disciplinary action is required. Yes, our bank is expected to define formal documents how directions of SCBF will be implemented through the dedicated. So these are the true one. Okay, well, I'll check answer once. So it is आपका 10 million or 1 crores and above, not all cases. And if this is the limit, so we cannot restrict them quarterly. So it should be committee not limited to quarterly basis. Periodicity depend on the number of fraud cases. तो it means आपका whenever there is a case of this particular one, ठीक है, प्लीज़ याद रखिएगा इनको. So what is the correct answer? 245. 245 means A is the right answer for this particular one. Next one, guys. तो प्रिवेंटिव है ये, तो आपका प्रिकॉशनरी, ठीक है, नॉट दिस. फर्स्ट वन इज रॉन्ग. देन वी हैव डायरेक्टिव विजिलेंस, scrutiny of decision taken by the official having discretionary power. Third one is a central vigilance cell in RBI coordinate with both CBC and CBI आपका. Fourth one of the objective of preventive vigilance to ensure strict adherence to integrity and compliance with bank policies. True है. The next one is directive and punitive vigilance are strategic component, meaning they function most effectively when implemented together. ठीक है, directive and punitive, right? Direction and आपका punishment. This is also true. तो 2 3 4 5 2 3 4 5 means आपका option C will be right answer for this particular question. ठीक है, तो आपका this vigilance is not focused on penalizing but setting up system and procedures to prevent the wrongdoings आपका, right? Next one, guys. Vigilance, regarding the vigilance cases and procedures in bank are correct. Okay. So first statement, information about the corruption and misconduct can be received from internal external आपका written and verbal, ठीक है, sorry, oral or anonymous, right? Second statement, CVO can not initiate investigation. They can initiate investigation based on the आपका if it is oral also, so this is wrong. Disciplinary proceedings cannot be initiated after 4 years. It can be, ठीक है. Then आपका CVO play a preventive punitive and this आपका true and this is doubtful. पांचवा. तो first I have to check the fifth one. Incorrect है. Departmental proceeding follow the preponderance of probability standards and Indian Evidence Act does not apply in this case. ठीक है. So Indian Evidence Act is not apply in case of departmental areas. And 4 year limitation does not apply in this case. Rest all are correct. ठीक है. So it is आपका A is the right answer for this particular one. Next one, guys. So the term vigilance agile in RBI guidelines refer to so it is आपका the starting point of vigilance activity in management for a case. Option B, that is the meaning of this particular one, and this is it. ठीक है. So this was our module D. So tomorrow morning ma'am will be covering आपका remaining 3 units for your ABM module A, and then evening आपका 5 o'clock, sorry not 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 8 to 12 ma'am will be taking आपका मॉड्यूल ए रिविजन ऑल्सो. ठीक है. द कंप्लीट आपका मॉड्यूल ए रिविजन फॉर योर ABM सब्जेक्ट. ऑलराइट गाइस, चलो तो दिस वाज वन अनदर सेट ऑफ प्रैक्टिस. आई होप यू एंजॉय दिस पर्टिकुलर वन एंड गेट अ comprehensive revision with this particular one. Now I'll see you. ठीक है. सो गए आधे लोग. हाँ हाँ, चलो कोई बात नहीं. I'll be sharing this PDF just after 5 minutes. So you can like whenever you plan your things and all, so you can go for those. And I'll plan ma'am session. Ma'am will take session at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and morning session आपका 7 o'clock and evening आपका 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. onwards for the module A marathon आपका statistic, right? चलो तो this is it from my side, guys. Thank you for joining this session. Thank you for watching this session. I'll see you soon, guys. So bye bye, take care all, prepare well. Thank you.